we're finally, after 50 million hundred so many years, we're live. Finally. Hi, everybody. This took way longer than it should have because I was busy getting things set up, and also there's a fly that's trying to kill me. Um, but we're here, and I'm joined by my wonderful. There's many words I could use to describe this person, but I'm just gonna say wonderful. Um, Fiance, say hello. This is not a person you don't know. You've seen them many times over the years, and well, I mean, last night their character died, so that's kind of crazy. Uh, but we're in, and we're gonna begin. So today I'm gonna be playing Minecraft. That's what's gonna be on the screen. What you'll be seeing. This is just continuing the same mod pack I was in. I'm gonna get some music up real quick because I want a little bit of like some lo-fi in the background. So let me uh very nice. Do you know, is Autumn Orange like DMCA safe? Do they copyright their stuff? You don't know. Because I would totally chill with some Autumn Orange if I knew. But for now, found a nice one here I'll use in the time being. I just have to make a quick source for it. Oh, and I also have to get your microphone going as well because I forgot to do that. Oops. Hold on. I don't have your microphone currently on, so hold on. No, nobody heard you say hello. I'm sorry. Would you be able to, after I get that set up, which is going to be right now, would you be able to just give a quick check and make sure that the music's good and everything? Do your mod duties? Okay, let me go application audio capture. Okay, and we're gonna do that. All right, say a word.
Hello.
You're a bit loud, so let me quiet you down. Say it again.
Hello.
There we go. Okay, so now we should be good. Do you mind just like, just checking that for me, make sure audio's good? But
Audio looks great.
looks good. You can hear the music.
Yeah, and
Good.
the stream itself seems to be running quite nicely, actually.
Good. Hell yeah. Well, that's good. That makes me happy. Well, say hello. They didn't get to hear you before.
Howdy.
There we go. Now we're good. So today we're gonna be talking about our personal experiences when it came to like hormones and stuff for being trans. I know, pretty spooky. Scary word. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that today because I did a video a little bit ago talking about, just reading out like a Reddit story of somebody else's experience. I thought, why not talk about our own? Because it's a little more personal. Obviously, I know more about it because I'm going through it. It's fun. Before we get into any of that, I want to show off what I'm working on here. So I feel a little bad. Last stream ended abruptly because our internet just decided to die. But weirdly, it wasn't all of the internet. Like, I could still use YouTube and stuff like that and watch videos. But it was really bizarre because when it came to streaming or opening Discord or certain other things that were like very specific like that, it would not load any of it. So
Yeah, it was
I
kinda
don't know.
weird.
It was really bizarre. It was really weird. But what can you do? So I just went ahead and finished up what I was working on during that stream, which was this. It looks kind of big and scary, but I promise you it isn't. You see it stops, it cuts a tree, continues onward. All these scary spinning bits are just mechanical harvesters. They're really good to have because they make sure that the machine here will keep going back and forth and what's the word I'm looking for here? if there's leaves in the way, it will be able to cut those, because otherwise it wouldn't be able to, and so it would just get stuck. But now it won't get stuck, and it'll only cut the stuff it's supposed to, which is the wood. So that's cool. And then I just made a little sorter, like a storage system, and then a sorter in here where it just sorts out all the different parts into their own little storage, which is cool. So yeah, we're never gonna need wood ever again. At least oak ever again. And then that works with the rest of my little setup here as well. So all of it under or around one roof. I'll probably make a little secondary extension to this building over top of this, though it's probably not going to be like the whole walls and everything. It'll just be more of like an overhang with, you know, some pillars and stuff around it. Just something to make it blend in, look nice, but not be too out there. For right now, though, I'm going to make my way back to the house. What are you working on while we have this little discussion, this little chat?
I'm currently working on an art commission for a friend.
Art commission
that has to do with our RP that we've been doing. I'm lining it.
You're lining it currently?
Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Well,
Feathers are a pain is all I have to say.
the feathers are a pain. I've not done much with feathers, so I'll have to take your word.
Just don't do that ever.
Just don't. Okay.
Yeah. Save yourself the trouble.
Fair. Well, okay. So you are a trans man. And
correct.
Is that an accurate description? Yeah. So you're a trans man. I'm a trans woman. You. Yes. Oh no, this person has influenza. Let me fix that.
Uh-oh.
You are. So how long have you, like, has it been since you came out? Like, how many years? Because I don't remember off the top of my head.
I have to think about that for a second.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah.
We're in 2025 right now, right?
Correct. 2025 this year.
It's been maybe 7 or 8 years since I came out.
7 or 8 years. Okay. So 7 or 8 years since you came out. I'm curious, what has been the, like, hardest thing for you? Because I'm a lot newer in this, right? This whole trans thing, and I'm a trans woman. I've been out for what? I mean, it's less than a year that well, no, I think I've been out for about a year, but I've only been on hormones for about 6 months. So what's been, like, the thing that you have been challenged with the most? The thing that, like, when you sit there, you're like, oh god, this was something that I have struggled with.
I think the biggest struggle I've personally had has just been body dysphoria.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically of, like, the chest.
That makes sense.
I'll say that the dysphoria did get better for a little while I was on testosterone.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that makes sense. It's weird because you say, like, once you started testosterone, it helped a little bit. So you started the HRT, and then, you know, you saw the dysphoria kind of lessen. It's really interesting to me because that's what a lot of people say. You know, a lot of people that I hear talk about it, that's their experience. They started, and even if the things are still there, whatever that may be in whatever situation, like, the dysphoria tends to lessen. What's funny to me is I had the opposite, where the moment I started hormones, like, pretty shortly after, I saw dysphoria that I really didn't have prior. because I hear a lot of trans people, trans men, trans women both talk about, you know, having like intense amounts of dysphoria over things. And like I always had a little bit, but it wasn't crazy. But like then I started hormones and I started seeing some of those physical changes that I wanted to see. And
Mhm.
that's when it really started, which is interesting because I don't really hear that being the case for a lot of people. So I don't know.
I can say that the reason why it was like that for me specifically, there were two reasons.
Mhm.
Voice change, because taking testosterone, your voice will change, and bottom growth.
Ah, that makes
Because
sense.
if people don't know about that already, it does grow. I'm trying to think of the correct terminology, and I'm not scientifically accurate on these things. Apologies.
It's okay. I'm not familiar exact either, like what the perfect term would be, but I can definitely say that like I know what you're trying to say. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean it's. Was that something you expected though? Like, did you expect the dysphoria to lessen when you started, or
Uh,
did you think like it would pretty much stay the same?
I didn't really go into it with a whole lot of expectation, really. To be honest, I kind of jumped into taking testosterone with very little knowledge of what was going to happen.
Really? So you kind of just like you didn't really know what was gonna happen. You didn't know a ton
I
about it. You were just like,
knew
I'm just gonna do this.
I knew a little bit, like fat redistribution, the voice change,
Mm-hmm.
but there were a lot of things. The bottom growth, sweating more, uh, running warmer in general. Just there were a lot of things that I didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even like a scent change in my sweat was a thing that I didn't expect and did happen.
Interesting. My sniffer's broken, so I can't really smell anything super well. Um, I wonder because that's a thing that I've heard about that people talk about happening. The specifically the like because hormones change, like pheromones and things like that changing. As far as like this scent and everything when sweating, I haven't noticed it, but I'm curious. Have you? Because like we live together, I sweat a lot. Have you noticed anything like that?
I haven't noticed a huge difference in like how it smells, no.
Okay.
I haven't noticed a difference in like the amount of it either.
Okay. I I would say that I think I have noticed that I have been sweating a little less. Not by a major amount, like a super crazy noticeable amount, but definitely a little bit and enough that I've noticed it. Which is interesting and I mean not
I
unpleasant because I hate sweating and I sweat a lot.
mhm. I will say that that was actually something interesting for me in being something I didn't even know about. The first time I even realized that being on testosterone makes you sweat more, I was
Mm-hmm.
just sitting in the car with my dad on a not too warm day, but it was warm, and I
Uh,
just felt stuff running down my sides, and I didn't know what was going on.
oh, I feel like
I
you
probably told you
told
about
this.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Like,
this
we.
because you were like, "Whoa, I'm
Mhm.
sweating so much."
Yeah, no, like, here's the thing. I didn't know what was going on. And my dad, he didn't really do any research either. And he knows even less than I did.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both like, I don't know what's going on. All I knew is it was warm, it was wet. And so we pulled over the car because I thought maybe I was bleeding from somewhere or something strange like that, but then we realized it was just sweat.
Huh. It's really interesting,
And
actually.
Yeah, and then looking into it, it was just because I was taking testosterone. And I mean, I was maybe 6 months in at the time.
Okay, okay.
Mm. No, maybe less than that.
Yeah, enough work for today.
I don't know the exact timeline.
I mean, that's
But
fair. Like, it's been a minute for you.
it has to have
Which,
been earlier on because we were still living in Pottsville, I believe.
possibly. Because you started taking it after we got together, right? It was sometime after that?
Not very long after. It was very shortly after. No, we
Yeah.
weren't still.
No, we were dating. Yeah, I'm almost positive we were dating at the time.
Mm.
So
We were definitely dating at the time. And
yeah.
we were not living in Pottsville. We'd moved by then. I was thinking about that because where I got my medication was Pottsville,
Ooh, okay.
because that's where the doctor was at.
Gotcha. The doctor. No.
No, we do not talk
No.
about last night's session. I need a break.
No. I get it. I'm kidding. But yeah, no. It's interesting. Like, okay, this is something that was a little odd to me because, and this is so I'm gonna say a thing for me, and I mean you were there for all this, but then I'm curious about like how different it was for you and why you think that is. But
Yeah.
so for me, when I wanted to get hormones, hormone replacement therapy, HRT, I went into the doctor. I expressed to them, how I was feeling, and that I wanted to look into starting the hormones if possible. So that's how that went. I was like, this is a thing I want to look into. What would be next steps? And they were like, oh, well, let's talk about it. And so I was recommended to the doctor up here in Ohio, in the region I live, where that they had the program and everything. The guy was very good, and we discussed it and went through like all the possible side effects and all that sort of stuff. Which you were there for most of that, though I don't think you were there for every single thing for it. But yeah, no, I mean, I went over it and went through like a big old checklist, and honestly, everything I've experienced, most of that was on there. I would say there was, I think, a couple things that like weren't, but they're minor things, like minor things that in a way were kind of on there. They were just under the umbrella of something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we went over all that, we talked about it, and then I ended up getting told, get your blood draw and all of that. Now, part of it I misunderstood, if you remember. I had thought that the doctor was saying I had to wait a certain number of months and then come back. Turns out that he was actually saying, no, you just have to, after we meet up this next time, you have to come back every 3 months. So I ended up waiting way longer than I actually needed to start hormones. But yeah, I mean, it felt very easy. Now, I know that makes it sound like really bad. A lot of people be like, easy, oh no, that's bad, because like that's usually how a lot of people view it, is like it should be a lot harder. For me, it was actually pretty easy, because when I went in after that 3-month period, they were basically just like, okay, we'll send in the prescription today. I mean, that had been after a few months of me waiting, the original blood tests and all of that, but a lot of people talk about, going to see a doctor, or not a doctor, a like therapist and things like that, and I never had to do any of that. Did it feel easy for you too, or did it like,
Well,
what would you say your experience was difference?
Well, here's a huge difference between you and I and our journeys is I had come out many years prior to starting hormones. And My doctor had already known about it for multiple years. I was in therapy for a while, and they had basically been like, all right, yeah, you're definitely on the right track when it comes to being trans and things. And I also waited till after I had turned, I guess it'd be, I'm trying to think. I know I was at least older than 19
Okay.
whenever I started taking testosterone, so I was an adult and was able to choose for myself at the time.
Okay.
So it was definitely easier for me than it would have been for a lot of people, but I also had the background in having been in therapy and having a doctor that knew I was trans for a long time.
Hmm.
Whereas
So,
someone else
yeah.
may not have had that same experience.
Okay. So that actually makes a lot of sense. You were basically already had your foot in the door. It was kind of just like they were waiting until you actually came forward and were like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do.
Right. And to be honest, I probably would have tried to go through the hormone therapy sooner if I hadn't been in a relationship that I was gaslit into not doing so.
Right, which obviously not good. But no,
No,
I mean that.
don't listen to people when they try to gaslight you. It's bad.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like if you're in a relationship where that kind of gaslighting is happening, honestly, you
Yeah.
might not even know it, which is the scary part.
I mean, for a long time I didn't. Honestly, not that I want to get super into it
Right,
because
right, right.
no one needs to know that, but there was definitely this one big fear that was planted, and it's that, oh, well, your preferences in people and pheromones and things will change, so you won't like me anymore.
I
Which is
see.
not true. That is not true.
No.
Yes, your personal, like, hormones and things and pheromones, they will change. That will happen. But that does not mean that you're going to change how you feel. I mean, look at myself and sorry, and Autumn here. We're fine. We're happy. We're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has changed there, even though, one, I've been through going on and off of testosterone, and she's on hormones as well.
Oh yeah, I mean it is a thing. I've heard that argument, and like it's a sucky argument because obviously no, but
It's not how it
it is
works.
right. It's not how it works, but it is an argument that I've heard before. An unfortunate one, but you know I find it interesting because like yeah, like you said, you'd been on track for um the hormone therapy for a while. I don't know, like you were there for most of mine. Am I remembering wrong or in some way to say that it felt like it went quicker than I guess I would have expected? Like you remember I went in that
I
day and I was like,
I thought that
"Oh,
it was really quick for you as well, because I had been expecting them to be like, "All right, well, let's have you go see a therapist first just to make sure that this is what you want." But they were pretty quick with it. Basically, that exact appointment, they're like, "Okay, yeah, that's what you want. We'll work on it."
yeah." Which like I mean I'm ecstatic for because that means I've been able to be on the hormone therapy so far for 6 months.
Mhm.
um, which it you know it would have been much less. It could have been longer if I had not misunderstood my doctor, but uh,
Mm.
you
That
know, only by a
happens.
few months, and it happens. That's not their fault. That's me misunderstanding.
Mm.
Um, but
If I could
no, I
point out,
mean,
uh,
please.
no, what were you saying first?
Oh no, nothing important. Go ahead.
I want to point out that there is another big difference that I noticed because I was there for your appointments.
Yeah.
They
Fine day.
were a lot better with education for you. Now, I come from the south of the United States. We are in the north currently.
Yes.
And I will say there is a very vast difference between what your appointment was like compared to mine. Yours was very thorough. They made sure you understood what you were going to do and what you would be experiencing. Whereas for me, it was basically just, oh, okay, here, go take this blood test. We'll make sure that everything's great, and then you will start.
Mm-hmm.
With very little education on what to expect. I had to figure most of that out myself through experience or research. And I mean, that did lead to, like, I had a emergency visit that was not necessary because of a body change that I didn't know was a thing.
Are you comfortable talking about what that is? You don't have to.
Sure. No, I don't care. I'm pretty open about it because it's part of the experience and it's something that a lot of people don't actually know.
Yeah.
T-dicks are a thing. They get hard.
And so that happened and
We
it was
didn't
kind of like a
know
scary
that.
experience.
Well,
Yeah.
all I knew is there was sudden swelling of some sort that should not have been there.
I see. And so
And
it
we
was kind
didn't
of an
know
alarming
that.
thing.
Oh, yeah. And we go to the ER and they're like, yeah, there's nothing there. We don't see anything. Because by the time I'd gone, of course, it was already gone.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's just one of those things that I think they did a good job with explaining a lot of things that you're going to go through. Although there were some things they missed, like a more recent experience for you.
Which one are you referring to?
Periods.
Yes.
They did not mention that.
No, because I think they should. I think that should be a thing that's brought up for sure. I can understand why they might not have put it that way. There may not be a term for what it is specifically because it isn't. To call it a period it feels incorrect because there's no the technical like cycle, what they call it, the menstrual cycle isn't happening because it doesn't have the physical body parts to do that. But you do go through the like emotional swing, the yes, and there is a little bit of cramping that goes on, but it's more so just like the stomach and like intestines and things like that. It's not actual like the same, if that makes sense. But no, I mean
there are definitely differences, but
still happens.
You do still go through a similar cycle minus the blood and slightly different kinds of cramps.
Correct. It was weird because I was feeling it was interesting because like when I noticed I was feeling something like that, it was kind of out of nowhere and it wasn't something that I was expecting. And so I thought I was sick. If you remember, I just genuinely thought like I had a stomach bug or something because like my stomach was so upset. Or that's what I described it as, but I always said, if you remember, I specifically said like it doesn't quite feel like that though. It feels different. Like I couldn't quite put into words what it felt like. And it wasn't something my doctor told me about. Now, I do want to mention, like you mentioned that you went to somewhere down in southern state. That's where you got all this done. I was at a place that was actually quite good. I went to, it was a Cleveland Clinic hospital, and it's in the area that I'm in. It is, as far as I know, the doctor I went and saw was the one who started their program in this area on transitioning, I'll just call it. And so with that being said, like I'm very fortunate that I saw somebody who not only is invested in it because this is his program, but that also knew a lot and was able to help me out with that and understand a bit better what I was going to be going through, because I definitely know not everyone is that fortunate, and there's a lot of people who still, even years later, might not fully understand like why certain things are happening. But I got a little bit better of an education on the fly, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. I went to a doctor that they were primary care, but she specialized in OBGYN type of things, which means she was able to give the hormone. But you could definitely tell she didn't know a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that does come from the fact that she was in a southern state, and she was very progressive. She opened her own place eventually, and like one of her main things was transgender care.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, there definitely was this disconnect of information, simply because in southern states they are more conservative and they definitely don't have the same types of education for that.
Right. And I mean, it makes sense that it is that way just based on like the values and what's considered important to teach and to understand. I think it should be taught more and more fully, but sadly isn't always.
It's not.
But even still, like, I think you've generally been okay. I don't believe there's been anything, as far as I'm aware, that's really concerned us when you were taking, like, as far as massive
No.
gaps in knowledge or being prescribed the wrong thing or any of that. I don't believe you had any issues with that. Is that correct?
No, not at all. I actually had less issues on testosterone than I have off of it.
You know, honestly, yeah. Interesting, but let me just go ahead and do a thing real quick. Game related. There we go. But yeah, I think I definitely know I was very fortunate again because of where I went, but you know, not everybody lives in this area and can go and see a doctor that is as, I guess, progressive would be the word to use and things like that. But I definitely, I think it is a good idea if you're going to be going and starting some type of hormone therapy, regardless of what it is or how it is. It's always good to like do your own research too, because I found that even the best doctors, the ones that know a ton, like even they will have gaps in their knowledge and things that they won't understand and won't know. And so I've definitely, even with my doctor knowing a bunch, I've been doing my own research and making sure that I'm informed, because there's just a lot of times where these doctors are not, they don't quite understand what's going on, and many of them are not trans themselves, majority I would say, and so they can talk about it from the sense of knowing, right? Similarly to a doctor who's never had a heart attack describing a heart attack to someone else. It's based off what they've seen, what they've read, what they've heard, but not always what they experience. And so it's definitely one of those things where if you're going to be going through it, you should do your own research. I know that I definitely could have done a little more beforehand, but I think because of the doctor that I had, I felt more comfortable jumping into it without doing as much research of my own, because I was given a lot of that information there.
Okay.
I think you should definitely do your own research, whether or not you have a really good doctor. Coming from me, who did not do a whole lot of research to begin with, I think it is necessary that you do, so that you have more of an expectation of what to do. and what you're going to go through. Now, I will say I'm not on testosterone currently.
Mm-hmm.
I did have to stop taking it, not for any reasons of like detransitioning or anything, but more so insurance purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry, I'm having a weird issue with my thing. There it
Oh,
goes.
you're fine. This fly's just driving me crazy and I'm losing my mind, but it's fine.
You're having a fly issue. I'm struggling with my fucking art program.
It's fine. We'll be okay.
Yep.
We'll live, maybe.
I don't know where I was going with that. Research.
Yeah, long and short of it is like, do your own
Do
research,
research.
because chances are most people are gonna have doctors that are not as informed. Now that is not saying you shouldn't trust what they say, you definitely should, but just make sure that you also have some idea of what you want. Like even a doctor that does know like quite a lot, like the one I went and saw, I mean, they're still gonna ask you, if you want to start hormones, okay, we'll get you on those. What is your preferred method? Do you want it like for me, the options I had were you could take the pill, so orally. There was the injections, with needle, which not everyone likes. And then there was the patches. And actually, sorry, I had a fourth option that was the gel. Now, really great. My doctor went through, the pros and cons of each. Here's, things that could be good about this one, bad about this one. Which one would you prefer? And I ultimately went with the pill, taking it orally. However,
Need something?
I've talked to a few other people that have, started hormones and things, both male to female,
Yes.
female to male.
It was a fine
Read some,
afternoon.
stories about it. There are cases where, some of these doctors will kind of just be like, which one do you want? It's like, I don't know. You tell me which one is, which one should I take? And, information isn't always offered up as freely as it should be. From what I've seen, but I was fortunate.
Wasn't even given any options personally.
No? How did that go for you?
I wanted a specific thing. I brought up specifically that I wanted to try to go with gel, but the problem was that my insurance at the time wouldn't cover it.
And
It
that's,
it was definitely a more conservative thing, less so anything else. Again, the South, terrible for this. So I had a single option that they would cover, and that was the shots.
right.
If I had the choice to go back on testosterone, I would definitely not do shots again.
Would you go for the gel if your insurance covered it, or would you rather have one of the other options?
I think the pills are the worst option when it comes to testosterone.
Really?
They do not work very well.
Interesting.
Just the gel
less
is
effective?
less effective, takes way longer to do anything. Oftentimes doesn't really work the way it's supposed to for some reason.
Oh.
The best option is the shot, but I would prefer not to go back to the shot. It's painful, it is uncomfortable. I personally would prefer the gel. It is kind of like second best, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little slower than taking the shots, but it's definitely not going to be as much of a pain. Pun intended.
I gotta say, I am a very impatient person. But even still, I ended up going with, as you know, but of course not everyone here does. I ended up going with the pills. Mainly just because, yes, they are slower, but for trans women transitioning, from what I was told by my doctor and also what I've read in my own time since, the risk that you run in general, with taking hormones is you do increase your risk of things like blood clots. Now, with pills, the risk is less than less of an increase than with some of the others. Shots do work the fastest and the best in that way, but according to my doctor at least, the risk you run is an even more increased risk of blood clots. And so most people tend to shy away from shots for that reason, but also just the risk of, or the reason of fear of needles, which honestly is fair. It's another reason I didn't go for it. But yeah, definitely a lot of people mention also the reason being because of the risk of blood clots, which is not huge. Like, it's not an astronomical number. It's actually not much higher of a risk than a cis woman. It's just men traditionally have a slightly lower risk of blood clots. So then when you are taking the hormones, it's putting you a little bit closer to a cis woman in that way. But depending on which version of HRT you take, which method, it kind of just will change the number, the amount, so to speak.
Don't mind me. I am really struggling with this fucking thing right now.
You're fine. I'm also doing big thonks while trying to hold a conversation, so you're fine.
I'm just having problems with the cord.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which I need to replace.
Yes, you do.
But it's like 20 something bucks.
Unfortunately. If anyone wants to donate so we can buy a new art tablet cord. But yeah.
There were definitely some things that were mentioned. Taking testosterone on my end actually increased certain risks of cancer.
Interesting.
I would have
do you
to
actually know?
look that back up, actually. I'll take a moment to do so.
No, that's fair. Please do. I will say similarly for me, but for mine, I can tell you right exactly what it was. It was breast cancer. Something both men and women can get, male and females can get, but when you take estrogen, it can increase your risk of breast cancer. That's just a thing that happens. But that's why you just get normal checkups. You know, do self checkups, but also you can go to your doctor and have checkups done as well. Something I still need to do, but I haven't done yet, is I'd like to switch doctors, to be honest. It has always been a little odd having at least lately, having a male doctor. So more and more as of late, I'm thinking about switching, which is something I didn't really care about before, but I'm starting to.
I definitely plan to continue sticking with a female doctor throughout my entire lifetime. I do not like male doctors. They creep me out.
Fair.
That's just a me problem.
Yeah. I mean, listen, personal preference. It's okay.
Yeah. I will say, back on the risks of things, I'm not saying anything about cancer. I don't remember what that was exactly, but I will say there are certain things that I would be more susceptible to. Issues like heart issues, different heart problems that have to do with cholesterol are increased, high blood pressure, having too many red blood cells apparently is a thing that I didn't know about.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Bet you'll never guess what just happened.
What happened? Was it fly?
Oh, yep.
What'd it do?
It's gone now.
What happened?
I breathed.
Oh no.
I ate it. I ate it. The fly kept attacking. Oh my god, there's another. You motherfucker. Why? There's like nothing here that should be attract. Oh my god. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, oh my god. What? I don't. Ah! Hold on. Listen here, you bitches. Yeah, I ate it. Not on purpose. That was really gross, and I choked on it.
I'm sorry you went through that.
It kept flying around my microphone, which is in front of my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I breathed a little deep. Felt it hit my uvula.
Alright.
What were we talking about? The risks of things?
Yeah.
Cool.
Type 2 diabetes, blood clots, infertility is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And then things like drying and thinning of the lining of the vagina, pelvic pain, discomfort in the clitoris. Like, let's be honest, anything that has to do with reproductive organs is going to be a risk.
Yeah.
There is tons of risk when dealing with taking hormones, whether or not you're taking it because you're trans or because you need it in, like, for whatever other reason. There's always going to be risk.
Mm-hmm.
For trans men like myself, a really big issue that you see in many trans men is basically the collapse of the vagina itself, which can be a problem and can be quite painful.
I was gonna say the way you're saying it, it definitely sounds catastrophic and very painful.
It is painful, but it is not something that is life-threatening.
Right. It's not something that's like, oh god, you're going to die, or you need to immediately go seek help, but it's just like...
It's painful, it's not very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't happen to all of them, of course, but it is a pretty large risk.
Yeah. Definitely, I think everything that's being said here. First off, we are speaking from experience and stories that we've heard, but also these things don't happen to everybody, like he just said. Like,
Correct.
It's not a universal truth that you are going to go through this if you start either type of hormone. It's just this, there is a chance that these things can happen based on what we have seen, what we've experienced, and what we know.
Mm-hmm. And also medical documentation.
Correct. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head that, like, anything reproductive on either end, something is going to be affected. Like, for example, for me, you have you have the shrinking of the penis, you have a lowered drive in general, sex drive, all of it. Oh, what'd you say?
I said, sex drive.
Oh, yeah.
Testosterone is the worst ever for that.
Yeah.
Throws it through the roof. It is bad.
It's a bad lime, would you say?
It's a bad lime, especially for someone who I would say I'm kind of ace.
Mm-hmm.
You
Kinda.
Kinda, yeah. Um, if you take testosterone, you are going to feel it whether you want to or not.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
It
Especially if you're
does
somebody
suck.
who doesn't really want that.
Right. It does. It, sir, it does suck. I'm going to fight this thing in a second.
You're okay. I'm about to fight this as well.
What are you going to fight?
Well, I have a machine that worked super well up until today. And for some reason today, it
Decided to stop working?
yeah, and it's in the weirdest way.
Oh.
The fucking there's these crushing wheels, right? These crushing wheels, they spin, and depending on the way they spin, will determine the direction that the crushed materials go. So if they're spinning inward, like in an up direction, then they will go upwards after they're crushed. If it's spinning in a downwards direction, they'll go downwards. If they're supposed to be going downwards. And up until today, they have been.
Until
I
today.
don't know why right now they're not.
Weird.
Like, I physically have no idea what is causing them to go the other direction. Which really sucks, because that means I have to put a gear shift in here, meaning I have to go get a fucking gear shift.
Fun.
Yeah. And I might have some small idea.
On the bright side of something, I got confirmation from my commissioner that they like the line work.
Oh, good, good. Oh, and my game video just disappeared off OBS. Hold on. Hold on, I don't think this is a larger issue. I think I just clicked something by mistake. Give me a second.
I am taking a short break from art.
Fair. Oh, we're good. Okay, yep, I just clicked out of something by mistake. We're good. Okay. So, yeah, break from art is a good idea. Oh, the crushing wheels are working. Did I fix two things at once? I think I did. Hell yeah. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, because it also, when that happened, it was spinning another thing backwards, and it destroyed some of my materials. Yeah, I had some copper I threw in this thing to grind up and then smelt, and it got pulverized and like burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, fun.
So that sucks, but that's okay. So yeah, we've talked about a lot so far. It's been like almost an hour, and we've talked about a lot. I do want to bring up like one thing that I have found interesting is like I never, and I'm curious for you what your thing about it is as well, but for me, I didn't really ever feel super like, when I was growing up, for most of my life, I mean, like, I acknowledge that there were signs, that there were things that 100% when I look back, and honestly, I think more and more about more and more of them every day. But I sit here and I'm like, oh, you know, I don't have a ton of things where I tried to be like super girly or anything like that. I didn't really, in many ways, act girly at all, except for like a few small things that I tended to repress. But for the most part, like, I just kind of went with the flow, and I, if anything, tried to be super manly in a lot of ways, which I think is funny. I almost tried to do the opposite. Not intentionally, not like oh, I have to be manly because, you know, I can't do the girly stuff, you know. I just, that was just, I just did that. Like, I just acted very manly and did manly things, and like, I dressed super manly. I grew out facial hair, like, whatever you can think of that would be like, oh, this is a manly thing. That is what I tried to do. Did you, obviously in the other direction, but did you have anything like that that you tried to do, that where you were like almost trying maybe in some ways too hard to act how you thought you were supposed to?
No.
No, you
I
just
was
kind
always
of did what you wanted.
I was always very tomboyish. I never liked being very feminine or anything. The few times that I was mostly forced and not my choice to do so. I always hated dresses and skirts, skirts, etc. None of it was for me. I liked to go play in the dirt and get dirty and do all the typical boy things.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah, always.
So you're definitely on the side of things where like you knew. Like even if you didn't have the words
No.
for it, even if you didn't have the way of
No.
putting it.
Not really, because there was never. No, that's not even true, because there was always that thought of, like, I wish I was a boy. There was that thought, but, like, it was never a stated thing. It was just kind of like, why can't I be that instead?
Well, honestly, hey babe, that's
Uh,
it. That's
I know.
that is it. It is that feeling, and that's what I hear a lot of people, whether they're male to female or female to male, either direction. I hear so many of them express that at one
Yeah.
point in time, even if it was only a couple times, and then it was repressed or just wasn't stated or whatever, that after that, like, that was it. But that there were at least a couple times where they sat there and were like, yeah, I wish this. And that's just so fascinating to me because I don't really know if I've had that thought before. I don't remember.
I definitely.
My memory is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely. There were always signs. Because, like, first of all, when I was younger, I would always like the whole more boyish stuff. I didn't really like playing with girls or doing anything with them. I didn't like girls' toys as much, although I did like some girls' toys. I liked My Little Pony a lot. But, like, as a kid, I would always have more of a preference towards, like, male characters, or I did a lot of role play, both in the sense of playing as a child, but also actual role play. And it was always a man, never women. I didn't like female protagonists. There were signs. It's just, I didn't really understand it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And ironically, the person who made me realize that I was trans only was doing it for a trend.
Trend, was this like a friend or was this
An acquaintance, we'll put it that way.
acquaintance? Someone you
I was
knew
never really
personally.
friends with them. Yeah,
Okay.
like a
Really?
friend of a friend.
I don't know that
Yeah.
I've ever heard of a trend like that. Interesting. Do you remember like what the trend was? Like what they were
It wasn't
doing?
exactly a trend. That's not really the correct word. They were doing it for attention. But they
Oh.
weren't actually trans.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that they like came out for whatever reason. They came out and then you thought about it and then figured it out? Like, is that kind of what you're saying?
I was very, I wouldn't say sheltered is quite correct, because I wasn't, but I was very unknowledgeable on certain things like that due to being raised Christian.
Gotcha. It just was never something you were exposed to because of that.
Exactly.
And so, gotcha.
And then when
and
I finally heard about it and learned what being trans was, I was like, huh, that sounds like me.
it's really interesting to me, actually, because that is something you hear about a lot, and it kind of goes into the question you always hear a lot of people asking, why are there so many people coming out nowadays? Is this, it's a thing, it's spreading. What it is that people are figuring out something that was probably there.
Mm.
Like, ultimately what it comes down to, right, is you hear all the time. And this is not like I haven't heard this once or twice. This is a thing I hear not every day, not like that, but I hear it pretty often, more often than I thought I would, about somebody who is hating on trans people. Like, full on hating on trans people, or hell, we'll say gay people. We'll say not even just trans people, but like people who are gay, people who are whatever, hating on any of that, right? And then it usually, in my experience, I watch it for a little bit, and it comes out. Those people later come out, right? It's one of those things where the person will make an off comment about like, oh, everybody has those. That's the line, right?
No.
Everybody has those thoughts and feelings. You just don't act on them, or that's a normal thing. That doesn't mean it has to be blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, well, if you really feel that way, then maybe you should do some inner thinking and see why that you feel that way.
I will say that
It's funny.
something that I do actually like to see, and something that I do think kind of proves the whole thought of it's been there the whole time, is that personally I knew someone who was in their 40s, maybe, who had very recently come out as trans because all of a sudden they had access to the knowledge and were like, hey, wait a second. This is how I felt. And like, it's not like they just all of a sudden were like, oh, well, now I'm going to do this. No, they've always felt that way, but never had the knowledge of what it was.
Right. Like, it's literally the same reason that people that are younger, like, will sometimes have the feeling and know that there's something, but if you don't have the words to express it, if you just genuinely do not have the words, then of course you're not going to know. And if it's not something you're ever exposed to, like, let's say, somebody... Oops, sorry, let me count something real quick. I'll just grab a full stack, it's fine. I did it backwards. It's okay. Like, if you're just not exposed to something, of course you're not going to have the words for it. You're not going to know what it is or what to do with those feelings, especially if you are told that it's a bad thing, either directly, like, to your face, or indirectly by, like, other people being told it's bad, and so you see that and hear that and go, well, it's bad, right? So it's just kind of like, it's hard for me to sit here and hear people talk about, like, oh, if everybody feels that way, and then not say something, because ultimately, like, no, not everybody has those thoughts. If you are, maybe there's something there, and instead of hating on other people, you could do some internal thoughts and feelings and figure that out. And it's not a bad thing. Like, seriously, if you find out that you are gay, trans, whatever, that's fine. I mean, hell, let's go the other way, right? The other direction. Let's say you are somebody whose parents are gay, like most of your friends are gay, and you're like, I don't think I am. That's okay too. It's okay to just, like, literally the message that I always try to get across to people is, like, just be who you want to be, and everyone else will figure it out. Like, other people can figure out their feelings. You don't have to be what other people want you to be. Like, there's no joy in that.
Right.
Because trust me, I tried to do that for a long time, not in terms of being trans, but like just in general. I shaped my whole personality around what other people wanted, because I thought that that would make me happy seeing other people happy. But like,
it didn't.
No. I mean, no, not at all. I mean, I was miserable for a long time. And honestly, even up until, I'm not going to say recently because that makes it sound like it was like a month from now, but you know, within the last couple years, I mean, you remember you were here. I was miserable sometimes. And it's, part of it came down to other things, but part of it did come down to like, I'd spent so long trying to people please that I don't really know how to do for myself. And that's kind of the problem. Oh, hey, Brent. Feelings. That sounds kind of woke. You know, you're so right. You're so right. Oh shit, this tree. I'm gonna just leave it floating for now. I don't want to cut this whole thing down.
Oh, dear.
Listen, I hate leaving trees floating, but also it's a dark oak tree that's like spreading in multiple directions. I don't want to deal with that. I'll get a saw later and cut it down, but I'm not going to do that right now. Listen, I'll use my machines. Speaking of machines, I need to go check the tree farm and make sure it's still okay. Because that thing kept fucking up earlier. Yeah, it's fine. Let's go to the factory. Alright, this is all good. I could just look out the window. Yeah, it's still good. I'll head down there anyway. I should light up the area. But, yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, it definitely, whatever it is, I mean, it's a good thing to just do whatever the fuck you want, as long as it's not hurting anyone else, right? Like, as long as it isn't hurting anyone else, or isn't something that is going to, for sure, hurt you. Because, I mean, there's risk in everything. Getting on a roller coaster, there's a risk the bar comes loose and you go flying off to your death, right? But that doesn't mean people stop going on roller coasters. Unless they don't like roller coasters. Then they just don't go on roller coasters. Like, it's not like everybody's being forced to go on roller coasters. You just, if you don't like them, you don't do it, you know? I actually feel like that's not a bad analogy for the whole thing. Because, I mean, that's like the thing, right? It's like, oh, they're trying to turn everyone... God damn it, they're trying to turn everyone woke. God, the woke mob, you know, it's
the ridiculous. Chemicals in the water turning the fucking frogs gay.
The fucking frogs gay, exactly. I love how our brain went to the same place. Just Alex Jones' ghost. He's not dead, but his ghost in my ear. The fucking frogs. Yeah.
I mean, we do have a couple of trans flags with frogs on them.
We do have trans flags with frogs on them. I don't actually know where they are. Where are they? There's one in the living room, right?
Yeah, and the other one's in my drawer.
Oh, it's in your drawer. I kind of want it, because I kind of want it in the background next to my paintings.
The smoking frog?
The smoking frog. Yeah, the high frog.
You can have it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so taking it.
I'll have to grab it because it's a little more difficult to get in that one top drawer that it is in.
Oh, that's okay.
Thanks to Bartholomew.
100% though, I do want the high frog. That is
You can have the high frog.
I think it fits my vibe pretty well.
I think it does too. You know what? Give me a second.
Are you gonna get it right now? I don't have my camera on for the stream, so it doesn't really matter right now, but I will definitely take it. Let me see what Brant said here. Wrong, have you met your weekly roller coaster quotas for the week? No, because those are being given out by the government. And I fucking hate the...
I'm offended that you don't have your camera on, because you should have totally showed this off.
I mean, hold on. I can turn it on. It's pretty easy. Let me just make sure that the background cutout isn't on. That way it doesn't... I don't have any, like, dildos in the background, do I? But, okay, cool. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Let me turn the camera on. Camera, get over here. Oh, wait, that's the wrong camera source. Where's my camera source? Oh, there it is. Oh, it just needs activating.
Up your ass and around the corner.
Oh my god, the exposure is terrible. It's improving. Okay, the auto exposure's kicking on. We're good. Yeah, let me grab the high frog. Hold on. Nope, it's upside down. Alright. So, that's the trans flag that I'm going to have in my room for the time being. And honestly, wouldn't have it any other way. You know what? I'll have to crawl over my bed. I'm hanging it up right now. I'm gonna grab a couple thumbtacks. We'll just hang it up with thumbtacks. It's fine. Hopefully S'mores doesn't try and attack it. She doesn't normally attack this type of stuff. She likes strings though, so if there's a string on this, I'll have to check. She might attack it. Speaking of which, you want to tell the lovely people what the fuck S'mores was doing last night? We don't know why.
Oh my god. So we have a hallway where one of her cat towers is. That's right outside the bedroom door. And for some reason, she was basically screaming and staring up into a corner above our pantry. And she kept like trying to literally climb the wall to get up there while freaking out for like about an hour's time. And we have no idea why. There were no bugs or anything, nothing weird that we could find. Just her being strange for some reason.
Being strange, don't mind me, but yes, she was weird.
We were trying to just... Huh?
I can't tell if this will be on camera, so I hope so.
I think it will be. I mean, stream's a little behind, but I think it'll be on camera.
We have trans frogs.
Let
me see. Oh, perfect. I might angle the camera up a tiny bit. There we go, trans frogs. And they're high. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
We love it. We love us some frogs. Okay, let's harvest this. Harvest that. I'm doing some farming. I might as well be playing Stardew Valley, which is a great game. And honestly, I've thought about re-downloading it so I can stream it, because I really like Stardew Valley. But you know what Stardew Valley's missing? Like one key thing that it's missing. Like legitimately, I bet you can't guess what it is. Stardew Valley, can you guess what it's missing?
What?
It's not gay frogs or trans frogs or any of that. It's automation and industry. You know what would make that little town that much better? If you could just make factories everywhere, just like smokestacks and smog. It'd be beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Horrible.
Well, you know. That's fine. Also, speaking of which, I need to...
You know, I commend you.
Why?
Your capability of streaming for so long.
What do you mean?
Like, you're able to go for so long and be fine.
I mean, it's only been a little after an hour, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, to be fair, I used to be a lot worse with it when it came to just like yapping for long periods. Like when I used to stream like a few years ago, I would go for a little bit and then eventually I would just run out of shit to talk about and I would end stream after like about an hour.
You
I don't
missed putting a potato somewhere.
Did I? Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Thank you. But interestingly enough, I haven't been having that issue as much. Ah, blubber fuck. Hold on. There we go. Let's fix that.
Yes, Brant, I know it's a short stream, but I'm not
Yeah.
used to this.
I mean, you don't listen. I am able to yap by myself. I normally do. So like if you run out of shit to talk about, you're like, I am gonna go now. That's fine. Just let me know.
I mean, if you've got things to talk about, I will try to keep up.
Okay. No, that's chill. Listen, I have the capability to yap for long periods by myself. So having somebody else, I could go double as long if I need to, because I can bounce ideas off. This fly is gonna get eaten, like your brother. Which, by the way, just takes me back to band camp in high school, where I was fucking like, we were doing our thing, we were in formation, we were practicing a song, and I play trombone, so I take a deep breath to do a big sound, and I just inhaled, and a bug went straight down, like gone, like just in one breath, gone, and I choked. Still started playing on cue though. I still didn't miss my cue though, because I got over it real quick. It was fucking disgusting, and on our water break, which took way too long to get there, as it always did, I almost vomited because that was disgusting. But I survived. I was a survivor of the fly.
No.
But yeah. No, that just reminds me of that. Did you say no?
What? No, I didn't say anything.
I'm like, I was a survivor of the fly. You're like, no. No, you weren't. Silly goose, no. God. Dedication to the cult of the beard. Yes. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Oh, God. You know what's really funny is, so we went to... Was that today that we saw my principal, or was that yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. I genuinely couldn't remember what day it was. So my old principal from middle school, he was at the coffee shop that we frequent, and we went there yesterday. I got like a caramel macchiato, and it was delicious. But yeah, we went there, and I haven't seen him in... I mean, I saw him in high school a little bit because he would go to some of the football games and like he would frequent some of the events because I think he had a daughter or something that was in it. But yeah, he was there, and he was doing what he always did in middle school too. He was quizzing people on trivia. He just would always do like trivia. There was a board outside of the school where they could do like the letter work and stuff. And every week, he would have a new trivia question. And if I remember correctly, he had some prizes for like the first people to answer the question would get like some kind of small prize, which was cool. I was not very good at it because it was a lot of sports stuff. But there was other stuff like geography and history, and that stuff I always did well on. It's honestly part of the reason that I have such a passion for history is because I always would try and answer those questions. Did you have any teachers like that, or principals or anything that just like you, whenever you would be, you know, there would be like something they would do like that just got you interested in something because of it? It doesn't have to be like interested in their class specifically, but like something they brought up that was just like, huh, I actually want to look into that.
Not that I can think of actively, you know.
No. there's a lot of teachers who don't try to do that sort of thing, who just kind of like I've definitely had some teachers who just come in, they teach, and that's it. But I've had a lot of good ones that tried to get you to think and enjoyed their job.
I had good teachers that tried to get you to think and enjoyed their job. I just wasn't a very interactive student. I kind of avoided any of it. Granted,
Really?
I was not exactly the most healthy of children.
Fair.
My favorite types of teachers were the ones that were just like, we understand what you're going through. And like one of them let me go to her classroom and nap there anytime I needed.
I mean, honestly, it is nice to have teachers like that, that are kind of there for you, especially if you're someone who needs it. I definitely, if I get the opportunity to, because again, I'm applying to jobs to teach. It is something that I kind of want to do now. I weirdly enough have had the desire for that again, revitalized for seemingly no reason, but I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for here? I definitely would want to be that type of teacher that's like caring and will make sure you're okay and things like that, but I also definitely want to make sure that I'm somebody who does get people to think a little harder about things and like actually have some type of passion, even if it's not for my class. Like if I'm teaching history, sure, maybe you aren't really interested in history, but maybe I'll bring up something just random that has to do with the topic, but it'll get you thinking about it. Or like the trivia, just like, oh, well, maybe you suddenly get a passion for doing trivia and you go on to learn a bunch of stuff based off that. Honestly, I mean, I think if I was somebody who could get somebody to do that, like a kid to do that, I would count that as a success. I don't really care if you learn anything from my class. It's more so just, do you want to learn things? Is this something that you know, can I get you to want to learn?
I'll take care of it.
I
Man, my
had
people are sick. This sucks.
I had one teacher that it's really weird why and how it worked, but definitely pushed me to want to learn and do better.
Mm-hmm.
He was my 6th grade art teacher. And it's really funny because I go to his class and I'm like, yeah, I'm an artist. And he's like, no, you're not.
Really?
And but what he said after, I don't even remember the words he said, but something he had said had pushed me to want to become better. And this is the same teacher that by the end of the year was actively trying to put my art into competitions and things like that because he was proud of me and what I'd done.
Huh.
Because when he said I wasn't an artist, it wasn't trying to be mean, it was trying to push me. It was not so much a you are not and will not be, it's a you're not yet. And then it kind of got ruined the next year because the 7th grade art teacher was kind of a bitch and really hated me in particular for some reason.
I hate that.
I never had a good art teacher after him.
That's
I don't know why.
interesting. Really interesting.
I don't
Because,
know.
like, I don't know. I can see that a lot of people would be discouraged by being told, like, you are.
Something like that. Yeah, I know.
Right.
I don't understand it myself because I feel like I should have been discouraged by it, but I wasn't.
I think you...
Like-
Well, sorry, I was just going to say, I think, honestly, you were running off of what I like to call fuck you energy.
Maybe.
It's
Maybe.
that thing of like, you know, somebody says you can't do this, or you're not gonna do this, or I'm gonna beat you in this. And so you just went, no, fuck you. And you just like got the energy.
Maybe. But like, to be fair, he was 100% right. Because when you think of an artist, you think of someone who is more professional in the craft, someone who knows what they're doing. I knew nothing and was just half the time I was tracing and things back then because this was still 6th grade, not that old.
No.
And like, he really did push me, and there are still times today where I think back and I'm like, would he be proud of what I'm doing now?
Interesting. Huh. That's actually really fascinating that you still occasionally have like that thought. But I mean, I can
do,
understand
and
why.
he was such a huge inspiration for me. And like, here's the interesting thing. He said things like that, yes. But this is also the same teacher who gave me one of his personal projects and showed that he cared because he tried to push me to learn more. And he, again, encouraged me by putting my art into competitions and things. And he didn't compliment me, but gave me tips and pointers on how to do better. And just...
Sorry, I wanted to say sort of...
No. Go ahead.
Didn't say, but showed that
Yes.
he cared.
Yes. And like, I feel like that's something sometimes that's better. Especially in such a situation like that.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
think
sure, you go ahead.
Sorry, I think there might be a slight delay. I was gonna say, I think it can depend. And specifically, it can depend on, like, does it seem like that's something that the person needs?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, yes, for sure, there is a chance that that could be helpful. But depending on the student, it could be incredibly harmful instead. And you just don't know. Like, it's just
No.
not something that you know unless you really know the student.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because it's definitely this thing of it could go either way. But here's the thing. I feel like, if I'm remembering correctly, when he first said it, there was this feeling of being discouraged. There was this, well, if I'm not, then what does that mean? Why am I not good enough? But then he continued to teach me and show me to do better and didn't just leave it at you're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even say that in particular, you know, it was more so just you're not yet.
Right.
It wasn't a you're not good enough, period. It was a you'll get there.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. The reason I say it definitely depends, and there's a sort of like a big yes but to this, is for you that worked, and for you that was motivating in a way that made you want to push to be that, to almost meet a somewhat expectation of possibly himself, but also you yourself. There are lots of people, and I'll say that I definitely would be one of them, who would hear that and just go, oh, and then stop for a long time and possibly become discouraged. It just definitely depends on the person. Like, everybody's different. Everybody's motivated differently, and has different needs and wants. And so, like, it depends on the person. Like, for you, that's good that it worked. But for me, for example, I know that it wouldn't have for me.
You know, it's really interesting because I can turn around right now. I can look at my shelf, the shrine, the altar, whatever you want to call it. The art piece he gave me still there.
Really?
To this day, it is right there. And it's this little teacup that he made and glazed in class.
Really?
It was the piece that he used to show us how to do it. I don't have mine. I don't have the shitty one that my boyfriend at the time gave me. I have the one the teacher gave me.
I can definitely see that this person had a profound effect on you.
Definitely. I wish I could have seen him one more time.
Yeah.
I wish I could have shown him what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that he's not with us anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
He was already a pretty old man when I was in 6th grade. And I mean, I never heard or saw anything of him after that. Like the next year, of course, he was there, but then I left public school entirely.
Yeah.
And I just never was able to find anything about him again.
Gotcha. That sucks.
It happens.
It happens.
It's one of those fun things where you have someone that comes into your life, really means a lot to you, but they're only there for such a short period of time.
Right.
You have anyone like that?
I do, but I'm pretty sure he's still around. But he was okay. I have a couple people, and I'm gonna count them both as one because they were very different people. I would say almost the opposite end of the spectrum in some ways, but they were both history teachers, and one of them was my 7th grade, and one of them was my 8th grade. So they were a year apart, and they were the people that single-handedly sparked my interest in history. My 7th grade teacher, we did like Egyptian history and more like across the ocean and stuff like that, where 8th grade was strictly American history. That did dip into certain small other things depending, like, for example, we talked about Lafayette, so we had to talk a little bit about France and things like that, but for the most part it was just, okay, we're going to talk about American history. And like my 7th grade teacher, he was the guy that I've told you a little bit about, where he had a record player, and every day a different person would get to pick a song for the record player, and it was a lot of Johnny Cash. It was a lot of Johnny Cash, but there was a lot of other stuff too. But we'd have a song on the record player, and we'd sit around in our desks, and he had a nickname for every single one of us, which, you know, some of the nicknames were a little mean. I'm gonna be honest. They were a little mean. But he told us at the beginning of the year, he's like, listen, you guys, you're in 7th grade, you're getting close to being in high school. You can take it. He was a little old school that way. He's like, you know what? You're fine. You're gonna get called worse. And so he would give us a nickname, and you know, I mean, it was fine. Like for me, my last name sounds like the word angle, like Angle. It sounds like that, so I was Angle, just like that, that exact. And so I'd always come in every day and ask me, you know, what angle you feeling like today, you know, like that sort of thing. And it was cheesy, it was stupid, but it was a thing I looked forward to every day because how boring things tended to be, it was something that was different. It was something fun, and so it was something to look forward to. And then, you know, getting to put something on the record player was always nice, and is part of the reason that I collect vinyls. And then my 8th grade teacher was this hippie guy. He wasn't even that old. I don't even know if he was like alive when like the hippie movement was like big. I think he was, but at like the tail end. He looked like if you yanked him out of the fucking 60s. It's very like stoner vibes. But he also was the cross country coach. And like whenever I was walking home from school, there goes him and the cross country team running by me. He was energetic. He always had so much fucking energy, which was crazy, and I don't know where it came from.
So what will it be for you?
But he was a lot of fun, and he I think more than the other person sparked my main interest in history, just because he was definitely more energetic. I mean, I think I told you about the one day he came in with a shopping cart, like just a full-on shopping cart, and climbed like under empty desks, and he had like a table in the front of the room where he'd put things on. He like crawled, like army crawled under it. And it was because he was teaching about the Louisiana Purchase, and he was comparing it to Kmart, which no longer exists, I believe. The Kmart Blue Light Special, which was like a big clearance event. And so like he took things that were historical and he compared it to things that, you know, even if we were a little young for the Kmart thing, some of us were, like obviously we knew what Kmart was. We'd heard of it, you know, we knew that. And so he just compared it to stuff we knew. But he did it in a comedic way. He'd come in dressed up occasionally. He was the kind of teacher where at any day you would wonder if he's going to jump up on the table and start just reenacting something from the Revolutionary War. Like a speech or something. He was that kind of teacher. He is the one that made me want to teach history, was because I knew that I wanted to be like that.
Honestly, sounds amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a bit long-winded. Memories.
You're fine. I was chatting a lot earlier too.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of memorable teachers, and I am grateful that I got the opportunity to have all of them that I did. Because like they all were special in their own way, and I'm grateful for them. I definitely, it's the kind of teachers where I sit there sometimes and I go, would they be proud of who I became? Would this person be proud of who I became? And I think when I'm talking about those two, I think the answer would be yes. I think they would be, because they obviously, I had them as teachers, you know, part of their job is to be supportive in things, but I do think that if I was to meet any of them today, I would, if I could ask that question and it not be weird, the answer would be yes, which is a comforting thought, that I have people in my life back then that I feel that comfortable about. But yeah. So, wanted to check in. How's your art going? How's it going over there?
I haven't really been doing much more with it yet. I got through lining and got one of the bases down for color, but I still have to do the other one.
It's okay. I am currently trying to get my colonists to work because I've been so focused on making the factory and automating things, and that took a lot of in-game days. My people are starving and sick, so I'm trying to fix that now. The problem is I just don't have a lot of food, and that's part of the reason I was making that farm off to the side, is because like I'm trying to keep my people from starving. They're not gonna like die, but just when they need food, they just stop working. Which means that like nothing gets done. Yes. My builder is currently fixing his place, so until he's done with that, I mean, nothing's getting done. So yeah, I'm trying to make do. Speaking of which, food I need to remove. Potato. We need baked potato. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna put some potatoes in there. But yeah, you don't, obviously saying a name probably not wise, but I'm curious like what they taught. Did hello? Ooms the fuck? One of my colonists is just underground. How did you get down here and why?
What the fuck?
What are you? What is your fucking... Oh, you're the courier. How did you get down here, bro?
Dude?
Like, I saw a name underground and I was like, what the fuck? Who are you? Come on. I'm gonna box you in. Like, I had to do a lot of terraforming of this area and I didn't really fill in the ground. I just kind of covered it in places. So I, like, yeah, he definitely got down there somehow. There's probably a hole somewhere he fell in. But like, dude. Okay. Well, that really sucks because like he, there's a lot of materials in the warehouse that the builder's getting, and he can't really get them if the courier's down there. Okay. But
you were asking about a thing.
Oh, are there any teachers? And obviously, don't have to say name because docs and names and shit. But like, just what they.
I remember them.
Yeah, like what they taught, what year, and things. That like, if you. I mean, some of them you already did because like probably because you were in school at the time. But like, coming out as trans, is there any that like you feel 100% like would have been one of the first ones you told, or that you did tell?
About
that you just felt that comfortable being trans, just like
right.
you coming out, like one of the ones that you were like, I'm so comfortable with this person, this very personal thing. Are there any that you felt that comfortable with? The reason I ask, while you're hmming and thinking it over, is because honestly, that is, I think, in a lot of ways, school for some people can be a safer place than, like at home. There's a lot of people who just, for many reasons, might not feel comfortable like telling their parents something like that, just because maybe their parents are more conservative and just that's not a thing they're comfortable talking about. And so there have been people who like they'll wait until they're at school and then just be like, hey, you know, Mr. Blank, this is a thing and I'd like you to know. Just because they want to tell somebody, you know, to get what feels like a weight off their chest. Because like, I mean, even me with like my job, I have friends from work and that I work with, and I've started opening up more about that to them because I want people to know, because it can sometimes feel like you're lying if you don't say it, at least for me. So I'm curious.
Can't specifically think of like a specific teacher that was like the first to know anything, because I kind of just I went on summer break and then came back to school and was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do now.
Okay.
And just kind of everyone knew.
Okay, so you just kind of like all at once were just like, boom, there you go. This is
I
the thing.
want to go by this name. You're going to start calling me by this name. Fight me.
Okay. I mean, hey, they, right? Just like, boom, done. Okay. Oh, got a bit of lag there. I think we're okay. We're good. Okay. I mean, hey, there you go. Yeah, I mean, like some people definitely feel comfortable enough to do that. I mean, there you go. I mean, more power to you.
I mean, I wasn't really comfortable per se, but I just kind of was like, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it.
Okay, that's fair. That is, where did that come from? I have no idea. I have a random item. I don't know where it came from. Love it. I mean, that makes sense. It just being like, boom, that's it. This is just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I commend you for being able to do that. Because that is, I mean, that is a not super easy thing to do. I mean, even whether a comfort thing or just being like, boom, this is just a thing. Like, I definitely don't think I've had an easy time with that at all. I mean, hell, even just having like a name I want to go by, right? Like, even if people know I'm trans, but it's just like, hey, I want to go by this. That has been so difficult. Like, that, I mean, for me anyway, I feel like I'm asking too much. And I know that's because I'm a people pleaser. I'm well aware of that. But, like, I don't know, it always feels like asking too much for me. Because it's just like, oh, you know, if you want, you can do this. You don't have to. But something, and kind of to bring us back around to what we originally started talking about, that is kind of where hormones have come in for me, though, is the fact that since I've started taking them, I stopped looking at it like, oh, I feel bad asking for this, you know, this is asking too much or any of that. And I've started looking at it more like, if you look at me with big bazongas on my chest, okay, and my hair's starting to grow out and all of that, and you feel more comfortable calling me he or dead name or any of that, I guess I'm not gonna like get angry at you, but that's gonna look a little silly if anybody asks questions. You know, if anybody's like who doesn't really know me, but kind of looking at me is like, that would look a little weird, you know, especially as I start to change things and wear makeup more often, and my hair grows out a bit more and stuff like that, and I start to look more feminine. If you start referring to me as he and things like that, that's gonna look a little silly on you at the end of the day. And that's kind of my perspective on that at this point, is just like, I care, but at the same time I'm not gonna make a fool out of somebody because they're gonna do it themselves. Oh, god damn it, more rain. Fuck. I can see the clouds. I will say the clouds in this mod pack are beautiful because they're actually like big puffy clouds that roll in. You can see them rolling in and like dissipating. And you can watch like the big storm fronts coming in because it's just dark clouds. It's kind of cool. But yeah. Oh, that's probably the hole. I don't have dirt on me. It's fine. Excuse me. Big yawn. Can I craft granite? I don't feel like going mining. Oh, I mean, I do have granite back at the factory, but I don't want to dismantle the factory just to have some granite. Diorite, nether quartz. Diorite's just that. Okay, we'll just go craft some. It's fine. Yeah, I'm at the point. We're at about 2 hours, so hey, I mean, listen, we might be running out of things, or you might be anyway, but at least we got this far, right?
Hell yeah, we tried. We got places. I'm currently trying to.
I ain't done.
Find. I tried. I'm trying to find the name of that old art teacher of mine.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Because I know what his name was, but I don't know his first name, so I can't find anything about him.
Gotcha. Hard to track stuff down in that case, yeah. Oh shit, math. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be it. There we go. Okay, cool. Ow, my ankles. No. You know, I gotta say, I'm really proud of that, like, factory that I built. There's one thing that I don't really like about it, and it's that I wish I'd reversed the color scheme for the roof. You know? Oh, hello. Yeah, not the ankles. My glankles, I believe I call them, the glass ankles. But I wish I'd reversed the color scheme on the roof, because I use spruce for the main part with, like, these trusses made of stone. I wish I'd done it backwards and done, like, the spruce with the stone as the main. Would have looked a lot better. Oh well. I wonder if... Can you make a trans flag in Minecraft?
That'd be kind
I'm
of
gonna
cool if you
try.
could.
Honestly, I could make that my colony flag. Here, let me sleep through the storm real quick and through the night. It's not nighttime. What are you talking about? It's so dark. Yeah. Ow. Okay, I do want to ask you this, because so you, when you started hormones and things, was there a thing that you knew would be caused by the hormones only, not like, not counting anything surgical or anything like that? Was there anything that you were like super excited about? Like one thing in particular that you were just like, you knew it was going to be a thing and you're like, yes, this is the thing I want.
Probably voice change.
The voice change, that was a big one.
Yeah, I had really bad dysphoria around my voice and how high-pitched it was.
Yeah.
Very, very feminine at the time. So I kind of was much happier knowing that I would be having a deeper voice.
Your voice has changed a lot. Like,
oh my god,
like
I know.
A dramatic degree. Like, I always forget, and I haven't heard how you used to speak in a long time, and it's not like I go seeking it out, because I don't, because that'd be weird. But, like, get out of my way, dude. I remember one time that you and I went and we watched, like, an old clip from one of our old D&D streams that's buried somewhere on the channel ages and ages ago. And hearing how you used to speak, like, I don't know if you remember, I was like, who is that? That's not you. Like, legitimately, it's not you.
Right.
Because I don't see you that way. I don't hear you that way, and haven't in ever. So like, it's crazy to me.
It was definitely crazy to look back at it myself.
Yeah. It's like, that's me. Ooh, no.
Yeah, just a big
Yeah, no. I am excited for that with me, despite the fact that it won't happen due to hormones, because that's the sad reality is hormones will not cause my voice to change. At least much. I think there's like from what I've heard, there's like a minor change, but it's not crazy. Like, the only real way for a trans woman to change anything is to voice train, and that is the bane of my existence. I'm trying so hard. And I mean, you've started hearing, like, I'll talk a little more high and like things like that on the occasion, when it's just you and me. I just, for some reason, whenever I'm streaming or anything, my brain just doesn't. Like, it doesn't
nerves.
let me do the thing. It probably is nerves, but like, I don't have the actual like nervous feeling. It's more so it feels like I can't. Like, I physically cannot do the thing. And it's the same thing like at work. It's funny because the moment I leave work and I'm in the car, whether I'm calling you on the way home or anything, or I'm just there, it's like a switch turns on, and all of a sudden I'm able to do it. But I don't know. Let's see. Somebody in the chat asked, do you think that's because women's voices also drop in puberty, just not as drastically? Maybe. I mean,
There actually is a reason why there's very little change, and
Oh.
for trans women in particular, it's because of how the vocal cord structure is. And during puberty for men or those with masculine bodies, the vocal cords change, which causes the voice to drop. That change cannot be undone unless you're going through like surgery or something like that.
Okay. And so, which that makes sense, because I'm familiar with how the surgery works. Which I'm going to be honest.
Why
Oh, go ahead.
my voice will continue to remain deeper even while I'm not on testosterone.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I definitely... Because, like, I am as a trans woman, and I don't know if I will go about having any of the surgical procedures. It's very much a thing that I'm just like, I don't know. It's not something that I sit here and I go, I have to do this or I'm going to lose my mind. It's not something that I really have ever cared about. As far as the vocal stuff, I'm kind of okay with it just being how it is. Where I essentially am just, I sound like this, and then if I want to sound differently, I have to voice train. It's going to be work, it's going to be hard, but I'm okay putting in that work and going through that difficulty. As frustrating as it may be at times.
Right.
So the voice change was like the most exciting thing for you. That makes sense. I mean, for me,
I know what the exciting thing is for you.
Okay, listen. The big old tubitties might be like a thing. It might be. No, legitimately, it is. it is that and the possibility of hair regrowth. Because, like, you can see I got a big ass forehead, okay? Like, listen, my forehead, like 5 head, but it used to be worse. I mean, you remember, my hairline was receding gradually, and right now I've got my hair tied back, so it's pulling some of it back, but, like, even if I take it down here, my hair has grown in quite a bit since starting hormones, which is something that not every trans woman experiences. Especially if you're somebody who has been balding for a long period of time. The follicles themselves could have just died, for lack of a better term. If that has happened, the chance of you seeing any major hair regrowth is a bit less, because the follicles they're just done for. Like, there's nothing to regrow. But that can be fixed with certain things like, what's the word of it? The hair transplants, things like that. There are other things you can do, but that's the one a lot of people go for, just because depending on how you do it, it can be more affordable. It just depends on what direction you go. But oh yeah, I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I need that. I need to go outside. But yeah, I don't know. The hair regrowth, I think, was the biggest thing that when I saw it, I was happy. Like, the thing that made me the happiest. But as far as, like, one of the things that I looked forward to the most in the beginning, before I really saw anything happening, it was the tubitties. And I'm not gonna lie to you on that. But I can tell you exactly why. It's because... And actually, I want to talk about a thing that has to do with all of this, but it's something that is also educational moment. Gender and sex are a different thing, okay? I think many of us, if you're probably listening to this, you can probably agree on that. Gender and sex are different things. And gender, I think the best description that I have heard for it, which uses a word that I'll have to explain, but I think it's the best description that I've heard, is gender is essentially how... I'm sorry, I have to count real quick. 6. There we go. Someone's personal representation of themselves aligns with their schema, which is a word I'll have to explain, on whichever sex it is. So whether that be male or female. And the long and short of that, and all that really means, I also just fucked up because I didn't mean to make those into books. Those were supposed to remain as paper. Shit. It's fine. Oh, it's okay. Essentially, the long and short of that description, though, and a complicated description, is all it means is, you have an idea in your head. Basically, this is what a schema is. You have an idea in your head of what a sex is, whether that be male or female. So my thought of what male is probably different than yours, darling. Okay? In your head, when you think of a male, you are probably thinking of something slightly differently, even just a little bit differently, than what I am thinking of. That guy is trapped under the ground again, and I don't know how. Okay. Lovely. I'll just have to leave an opening for him to get out. So your thoughts of male are different than mine. They're probably going to be.
Right.
My interpretation of female is probably different than yours, and what that looks like. Some people will see male and female, men and women, as, you know, maybe a male is somebody who's big and brawn and into sports, right? And that's there, you know, that's that. Where for me, I just think of it as somebody who has certain masculine features and presents themselves wearing clothing that is traditionally societally characterized as masculine, feminine, similarly, but in the other direction, right? That is how I would identify male and or man and woman in a very general sense. So when you're talking about gender, you're talking about somebody who the way that they present themselves aligns with their personal idea of that. Like, honestly, for you, your colorful clothing and all of that, and me dressing masculine would not look like that. That's not that I don't think it's masculine, it's that for me, if I was presenting myself as a man, I would not wear something like that because I would be worried that it would be perceived, say, more femininely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is just my personal view of it, in me presenting myself. But with that being said, I don't think that other people's view of what any of that means is wrong, right? Even though I have a certain view of things, I'm not going to sit here and say that somebody else's view is wrong, because that wouldn't be right of me.
Right.
But the whole point of that is to say, if I can get this figured out, there we go. The whole point of that is to say that sorry, words are hard, trying to gather my thoughts. I don't think that anything is needed to present a certain way, right? If you think you are presenting in what you personally feel is the right way for you, I don't think it's necessary to like do anything like have any type of like surgery, whether that be top or bottom surgery or any of that. And so like, but for me, with the hormones and starting them, going kind of back to what we were saying, I see a womanly figure, something that is traditionally considered that as having, it doesn't have to be like a large chest, but some chest at all. And so when that's a possibility, that's kind of why that is an exciting thing for me is just because, like, for my personal view of womanly or that falls into it. Similar to how for you, a deeper voice.
Right.
That was very long-winded, but so am I. But I think I got my point across. I hope I got my point across.
I think you did.
Okay.
I'm waiting for
Yeah.
something.
You didn't have enough time to go to sleep for the last few days. What the fuck are you talking about? Your
Yeah.
home's right there, you dumb nuts. It's right there. What are you talking about? God, my people are gonna drive me up a wall.
Oof.
Yeah, it's fine. Half of them are still in the restaurant sitting there like, hey, we want food. And I'm like, I've been giving you food. You've had so much food. What are you talking about? I'm
They
essentially...
need more.
Apparently. I'm essentially playing catch up right now. Because, like, all of them were starving. Like, their food bars were empty. And so... I'm sitting here, I'm just trying to, like, get them more food. And get them what they need and all of those things. But... it's just proving to be difficult because I'm just playing catch up at this point. Can I give you my firstborn child? No. Can I give you... I can give you that. Oh, well, no, because you can make that. You can combine that. That's fine. I'm not going to do anything with him. I'm going to just let him chill. He'll figure it out. He's crazy. I don't get him. So are you the caretaker of the villages on the server? Field days. So yeah, essentially, this right here is from a mod called Mine Colonies. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but generally it's pretty fun. You have these little dudes and they have jobs. And instead of trading with them, they help you build up a colony, and then you are able to help that colony get defended from raiders and bandits and pirates and things, while building it up more and more. It's pretty fun. I really enjoy it. However, this mod pack as a whole also has the Create mod, which adds a lot of like cogs and gears and things like that, which I'm a sucker for. Speaking of which, I need to go check something at my factory. Actually, I want to look up a recipe real quick, because I might start working on... Oof, not yet. Not yet. I'm not there yet. Okay, I am there, but I lost them all and I have to make more. I need to make mechanical crafters. Damn. Yeah, that's gonna be a second, because I have to remake all these. Yeah, I can make tanks, like tanks with treads. I just don't have the parts yet, because I don't have mobile fuel. So that kind of sucks. Alright, our tree farm is still going strong, which is cool. Although, depending on how much wood we have, we might go shut it off. No, we'll leave it running for now. For now. By the way, if any of you played the Create mod and are curious how I did this, I used a thing called a cart assembler. What is it called? Hold on. Cart assembler. You basically put it down, you put a minecart in it, and build on top of it. And then when you activate it, it'll just start... There we go. It'll start turning whatever's attached to it that's been glued together into a machine. Like this. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it quite a bit. But yeah. Allows me to make some neat stuff. And then I have like a little output here where everything that it mines up gets grabbed, put on a conveyor into there, and then that gets dragged inside over to here and sorted. There are mods that I could do this whole setup in a much smaller system. This is cooler. So this is what we're doing. Yeah, there are some ways to do it easier, but nah. This is more fun. I do need to make a staircase up there, though, because I hate having to go outside to get up there every time, or jump down. Ooh, you know what? You know it wouldn't be a bad idea? An elevator. Just have an elevator that goes, like... It could be, like, right on this corner, too. It could be, like, right here. Just have an elevator that takes me up. That'd be kinda hot, not gonna lie. I'd kinda like that. Okay. Well, I have an idea and a plan for later. I just don't have the materials at this moment for that. I do have a lot of gravel. I don't know what to do with it, though, to be entirely honest. I mean... Let's grab a bunch of gravel, and we're gonna... Here, how much we got left in there? Yeah, that's good, that's good. And we're gonna go ahead and throw all of this into our pulverizer. Because that might give us some more, like, clay. Yeah, clay extractor. Let's go. Turn that baby on. And we're gonna go chuck it all down in. I'm sorry, ankles. You'll survive. Ow. Alright. All of that in there. Get in there. Yeah, get in there. Oh, that's so much. So yeah, basically, in case any of you decide to make something like this, I'll have a tutorial on that later. Unless I already made one, I don't remember. But yeah, basically crushes the gravel down into sand. Well, crushes it into gravel, or excuse me, let me start over. Crushes gravel into sand, flint, and clay. The flint and clay are a lower chance. The sand is a higher chance. Gets dropped down in there. Ooh, shit. And then it goes through here. The sand gets washed, which turns it into clay. And only clay. So then that goes out this way and into storage. The flint goes upwards and gets put back into the larger system over here. Yeah, that's going to get washed, and some of it will turn into clay, some of it will not. Some of it just gets deleted because it doesn't all get processed. But yeah, we also have our infinite lava generator here with a valve to turn it on and off. Currently, we just have it to set to on because there's no reason for me to turn it off right now. Unless I stop needing it for some reason. Oh, wait, is that... Ooh, whoa, 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 what are you? Oh, that's just iron. The lighting just makes it look weird. Got it. Okay. Alright, well, I'll head back outside. Let me head back up top. I think we can turn our brass mixer off, because we don't need that. But yeah, so there we go. We're gonna head back to Twinkenberg. That was named by one of my lovely friends and viewers that popped in a little while ago. How you doing over there on the other side of the aisle? How you doing? Darling dearest. Are you asleep?
Nope.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah,
By the way, if you get
that's about
hungry
it.
at any point for dinner, let me know. I know we just had food recently, or food, quote unquote, for you, but if you do, let me know.
I
Then I can flip them
am
together.
getting a little hungry.
Oh, I thought you had a big thing. Did you finish it?
I have like a few sips left.
Wonderful.
So,
Yes.
without really saying exactly names and stuff, I figured out what my old art teacher's initials were,
Oh.
but the only thing showing up is some dead guy from, like, the early 1900s.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna be right, no. That ain't gonna be right.
So I'm trying to see if my mom has the old yearbooks, because his name would be in those.
True.
I want to see if he's still around. I doubt he is, but, like, who knows? Maybe he's just a really old man.
Could be. I mean, could be like retired and living in what is it? Mali, whatever the like tropical place is.
Hmm. Off a teacher's salary, I don't know about that one.
I don't know. Could have retired and got a good severance or something. I don't know. I don't
somehow
teach
doubt,
yet.
but yet.
Yet. You know, it is
yeah,
one
you're gonna
thing.
love them kids.
It'll be fine. It is an interesting thing, and this is actually. I'm not gonna sit here and say that this is caused by hormones, because that probably isn't true. Supposedly municipal benefits are awesome. Good to know. I'm not gonna sit here and say that this is caused by hormones, but I'm gonna be honest. I have been much more like I for the longest time hated kids. Okay, absolutely hated kids. Did not want to be around kids. I just could not stand them. I don't plan to have any of my own, right? And that I don't see changing. Okay? What has changed, unexpectedly so, is I don't find myself disliking kids as much. I'm not gonna say that that is a like cosmic hormones thing and like it's gonna happen to you, but like it definitely is a thing that was unexpected, that I still, again, don't want any kids of my own. I don't foresee myself, anything like that, or really even fostering. But I definitely I'm not as repulsed by children as I was. And that was one of the main things that stopped me from wanting to teach. And so the fact that that has lessened is kind of nice, because that means that the thing that I have a degree for that's sitting on a shelf, I might actually go and do. It's kind of exciting.
I still have the same repulsion towards children, but I'm glad that it kind of went away for you enough that you could do work with it.
Right.
Good to see you.
Oh, come here, lady. Jesus.
You are so
Never. Keep running, lady.
She was running away. I'm trying to. She's the one who runs the restaurant. I'm trying to give her food so she can feed other people. It's working. It's just, I swear, it feels like they're going through the food so quickly. Like, I'm giving them stacks of bread and like other stuff, and they're just flying through it, which is crazy.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hi.
I don't either. I'm trying to figure it out. There you go. Take some pork chops. Enjoy. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I definitely, speaking of teaching, one thing that I do look forward to, if I'm able to get into that and do that, is the fact that teachers, after a certain number of years, I'm not speaking on other countries because I don't know, but I know at least in the United States, after a certain number of years of teaching and meeting certain other criteria, like you do have to teach in a underprivileged schools area for a little while, for a few years, they will eventually pay off any student loans you've accrued for that degree. So if I take on student loans for a bachelor's, or eventually maybe even a master's or a doctorate, and it's for teaching, then I would eventually have that paid off by, I believe it's at a federal level where that is the rule. which is really, really cool.
Interesting.
It is one of the biggest benefits, I think, that teachers get. But again, you have to meet certain criteria. I believe it has to be signed off on by your district, and like there have to be like references. There's a lot of hoops to jump through. But if you jump through those hoops, if you play the game of life and teaching, then eventually you'll have your student loans paid off, which is a huge thing, especially because of how little teachers make in some places.
Most
so it's
places.
most places. And so it can be a very big incentive for people who want to teach, is just saying like, I'll be student loan free, debt free after X amount of time. It's pretty nice.
Good to see you.
This is weird. I don't know what this guy wants all these materials for. These are different than what you normally ask for. What are you doing, buddy? Are you doing something new? Or is it just because of the depth we're at? Oh, no, actually, I think the materials are the same. It's just been a minute since I've done this. That's right. But yeah. One thing I was going to bring up is like I do worry a little bit about something, and it probably won't be a problem.
Good to see you.
But I do worry a tiny bit
Need something?
about like being trans and what that's going to be like as far as teaching. Not necessarily because of the kids, but because of like the school district,
parents.
the parents. Oh, yeah, the parents terrifies me. The idea of having to teach as a trans woman specifically for children, and how the parents are going to treat me, how the parents are going to talk, not behind my back or anything, that I don't care about, but it's about like, what are they going to tell their kids? What are they going to tell other parents? How are they going to try and make me look? And it does worry me a bit, because that is a thing that like I can't change what they say. I can only change how I act to make them as happy as possible. Because at the end of the day, my job isn't to make them happy, it's to teach the kids. Like, that's my job. And so I worry about that a lot, because I don't want to finally get into doing something that I like, that I enjoy, and then have that ripped away because of a bitchy parent that's transphobic. So I don't know. I worry about it, and I know I probably shouldn't. I shouldn't worry about it so much, but I do.
I mean, I can understand why you do, though.
Yeah. I don't think it's an unfounded worry. I just wish I didn't have to worry about it,
Right.
But alas, the way things be.
Yep. Actually, while I was looking into my old teacher, I actually found a recent article about a teacher who was fired recently from the same school district.
Oh.
Yeah.
Without going too much in detail, does it say why?
Yeah.
Bad?
He posted things about the recent murder of a certain very well-known person.
Oh, I see. And I'm guessing it was
in favor of it.
In favor of the tragedy.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And so he got fired for that.
I have to say, I do not, and I will never not I will never. Sorry, words are hard. I did not like, will never like the person that event happened to. However, I will never condone violence like that. And also, I don't think it's good to make light of things like that. No matter who it happened to. Lives are precious even for people that wouldn't think that of you.
Right.
So you should show love and care to other people. Yeah, that's unfortunate though. Listen, some people just need to not say the things that go through their brain.
Yeah.
Sometimes just don't say those things. Treat it like a protest and shut the fuck up. Like, let's be real. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that sucks. Most of the teachers that got fired in my school district were fired for things you could probably guess. Just don't guess out loud on stream because it's that kind of thing. It was very terrible stuff. And honestly, it's usually the teachers. You look at them and you go, yeah, that makes sense. Just because they looked like it. Like, you could kind of gauge. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised I haven't gotten any poisonous potatoes from this farm yet.
That makes me very sad.
I know, I like munching on them. I love going munch, munch, munch on my poisonous potatoes. It makes me happy in my soul. You know what? I'm gonna do something I almost forgot to do. I always like putting a pressure plate inside my doorway in my houses. So let me... There. Because now when I come inside, it'll close on its own too. And we're gonna go sweep. We're gonna go honk shoe, honk shoe.
Something I'm super tempted to do in real life.
I can tell. I can tell your energy that you had is gone. So honestly, it's fine. Go lay down, go sleep. Go sweep. Go sweep time. I'm gonna stream for a bit more, but
how much longer are you gonna go for?
I have no idea. I'm enjoying myself.
Well, you keep enjoying yourself. I had fun being a guest on your stream. It's been a while.
It has. It's been too long. Honestly, we need to do this again. Even if we don't talk about anything, we just talk about random shit. Like, we need to do this more often. It's a lot of fun having you on.
I agree, we do. Just need to actually do it.
I agree. I always do better having someone to bounce conversation off of. It's part of the reason I was very tempted to open up the channel and do not necessarily debates, although I wouldn't be opposed, but more so doing just like conversations, just like inviting random people on and talking about whatever topics come to mind. Even people I don't know. Just like random people from the Discord server. Yeah, like pick someone.
I've decided though. I'm gonna leave you with something amazing.
Oh?
Yeah, in Twitch.
Oh, come on. I've been without a hat for so long.
Hat.
I don't want a hat. Alright, where's my
You
hats?
should have the frog hat.
I don't know where it is. I don't know where half my hats are, darling. You want to help me find the frog hat? You want to come help me find it? If you can help me find the frog, I'll put the frog hat on. Oh my god, the people will get to see you. They never see you. Wow. Oh
my, whatever will they do? Well, I'm gonna go find that frog hat, and I'm gonna jump out of call.
Okay, well, thank you for joining, oh shit, thank you for joining, and I will see you in a bit, once you help me find the frog. I started saying goodbye to my fiance who lives with me in the same way that I usually end stream. It's just habit at this point. He's gonna go find Frog. By the way, if you're watching on Twitch, you get channel points, or I've changed them to gold coins, and you can redeem them for things like hats off to you, which makes me wear a hat. And if there's another hat, it gets stacked on top of that hat. And then another hat on top of that hat and another on top, because hats stack. They're like certain spells in D&D. They just keep stacking. Now, to go with the wonderful high frog that is trans in the background, we also have a frog hat, and that's just how it be. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me get some hair out of here. There we go. Frog. Ribbit, motherfuckers. Hello. Ah, I'm being touched. Help. That sounds bad. that sounds wrong. I hope so. I hope nobody here is listening and not watching, because that would be very concerning. Oh yeah, S'mores is down in her house. We have a cat. I love our cat. Our cat S'mores. She has like a little house. It's got a hammock on top and then a little space on the bottom she can crawl in. And she likes being down there in the little crawl space. Makes her very happy. Yes. You finished the art piece?
So, what will it be for you?
Oh, okay. Well then in that case, what about... It's about 4:48, so... Okay. Okay. Will do.
Right away, mate.
Okay, 24 framed cobblestone, type side, center material cobblestone, frame material stripped oak. It's gotta be stripped oak specifically. Great, I suppose. Make a couple axes, that should help. Okay, oh, wrong thing. We'll put it in like the offhand, and there's got to be a quicker way to do this. Hold on. I am not gonna sit here and do this whole time. Could do the cutting board. That actually might not be bad. Or I could put it over a saw. We'll just do the cutting board, because if I have to set up a saw, that's gonna be way more complicated. We're just gonna do cutting board. How do we make a cutting board? Okay, not bad. Like this, like this, cutting board. Put that down. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then we'll just hold right click till we're done. But now I'm alone. I'm alone with no one to speak to but myself. That's okay. It's okay. I'm used to this. I am more than used to talking to myself. Oh my god, and that gives us paper. Wait a second. This is the greatest. This actually worked out better than I thought it could. Wait, how many of that did he need? 24. We don't have enough. Wonderful. Hold on. Let me grab our things. But yeah, so I guess now that it's just me, I'll talk about a little bit about what this stream initially was. And obviously we got a little off topic. We got distracted, as we often do. But like, I want to talk a little bit about just myself and kind of why I think it's so important to talk about like personal experiences, specifically when it came to like trans stuff, is because I find that when I'm looking for information, it's not as plentiful as I wish it was. There's not as many people talking about the fuck? Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I almost had a heart attack. My heart almost leapt out of my chest. Okay. Alright, we're good. I think I know what happened here, and I think this is an easy fix. I sure hope. My heart's imploding. It's okay. So, there's a lot of people online that talk about, you know, trans experience and all of that. But what I find a little sad is I don't find as many people as I'd like that are early into the transition that are talking about it. Most of the people that I come across personally are people that have been transitioning for a few years. They're just to pick a random number, like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years into transitioning, which I'm not saying that they don't know what they're talking about. They do. They've gone into it for that long. And they, you know, have a lot more experience than me in a lot of ways in stuff like that. What's unfortunate, though, is I wish there were more people that talked about early on transition and what that's like and how that feels, because that's where I'm at. I'm at the point of being it's 6 months currently, which for some people 6 months is a long time, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, it really isn't. So being able to talk about it from that perspective of, I'll say, only being 6 months in, I'm in a hole, is nice, because I know that there are people that might just be starting out or might be at this point of being about 6 months or so, and are like, okay, I'm seeing some changes, but not what I was hoping for, not everything I was hoping for. You know, what can I expect? What else is probably going to happen? So that's kind of the point of me talking about this at all, is just to be like, hey, you know, this is what I've gone through up until now. Don't be discouraged because you're not seeing all of the same yet, or because you're seeing different. I think it's very important to just be like, hey, just, you know, give it time. You know, give it time, let things happen, and stuff's gonna be good. Stuff's gonna be okay. I think that's definitely something that I always worry about, is I worry I'm not doing it right, if that makes sense. I when I was first coming out as trans, I definitely had a lot of doubt. I think the brunt of my doubt was in the very, very beginning, when I first was coming out and I was saying, all right, I'm trans, this is a thing, this is how it is. And, you know, seeing a lot of people who also were like, oh yeah, you know, me too. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool, but you look so much better than me. You know, you look more trans than me. And so then I had a lot of doubt and a lot of worry that I, like, wasn't doing something right, or you know, that I could be doing something differently. But I think I've come to terms with the fact, at this point, even just at 6 months, I've come to terms, for I'll say the first time, with the fact that it's okay to be how you are, and not necessarily having to worry about the expectations of what you should be, either from yourself or others. Because, I mean, I am burdened by expectation. Not anybody else's, but myself. That is a fact that I am well aware of, that I burden myself with my own expectations. But I'm doing better. It's just difficult. And I think something everybody should really hear and should be made aware of is like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna suck. It's gonna feel like it isn't okay, but it's gonna be okay. You're gonna have a lot of people doubting you, but really the only person who's gonna doubt mostly is yourself. So, kind of coming to terms with that is important, I think. Also, I'm just trying to gather materials real quick so I can give it to this guy. I think I made the right stuff.
I'll take care. Great to see you.
Did I make the wrong material? Wait, hold on. Right, left crossed, oak planks, paper extra. What did I do wrong? I did it backwards. Mother... Oh, come on. Yeah. Hold on. Wait, that's left, right. This is right, left. Okay. There we go. We've done it.
Can I help you?
I'm sure I'll find a use for those materials. I'm sure of it. I probably won't, but it's okay. Okay. He has 100% supplies.
Oh, hey. Good to see you.
He's fed somewhat. Should be okay. There we go. Okay. We're okay. We did it. With difficulty, but we did it. But yeah, one thing I am excited for, as far as like with my transition, is, so I'm at, like I mentioned a couple times, I'm at 6 months. 6 months is, in the grand scheme of things, not very far in, but it is at the point where they start considering whether I need something like progesterone. Because for me, and what my doctor recommended, was starting on estrogen and spironolactone. Those were the two that I started on. And regular blood work every 3 months to see how my body reacted to everything, how
See ya, mate.
how I was doing, and then at that point deciding if I needed to start anything else, change dosage, and at the 6 month to 1 year mark, somewhere between there, again every 3 months, whether or not I needed I need more stripped oak. Whether or not I needed the progesterone is kind of just, again, determined based on time. As of right now, and getting my last blood work in, my doctor was basically like, no, for right now you're fine, just keep the regular dosage and treatment and everything, and we'll check back in 3 months. Which is cool. It's always comforting to know that things are okay, you know, that I'm doing things correctly, and that, like, the way things are going is good, because it can be nerve-wracking. Okay, side, and then frame material stripped oak with that, and we needed, I made too many, but we needed 20. Oh my god. I made the wrong thing again, but this time I'm not taking blame, because I swear I did what it said. I swear I did. It's fine. I'll have some building materials for another time. Okay, so he's been provided 100% of everything he needs. We're gonna just honestly drop all these materials in here, and the other guy will come pick him up.
Good to see you, mate.
We are gonna up the pickup priority for this guy because he, I think, is a higher priority. But yeah, starting progesterone isn't like anything super crazy. It's not like the thing that I'm like, oh, this is what I want, you know, this is like the thing. Because honestly, I'm getting to the point where I'm pretty happy already. And so if things are gonna get better, like, okay, sure, you're telling me that I'm gonna get hotter and things are gonna get better. Okay, I'll take it. Like, okay. I mean, I'm already pretty happy, so things getting better is just a bonus. I'm excited to see who I'll become within the next, you know, couple years. You know, who I'm gonna turn into. What am I, both physically but also mentally? Like, who am I gonna become in 5 years? My hope is that in the next 5 years I'm teaching. I'd like to, I have my associates in education. I'd like to get my bachelor's. So a couple more years of school, get my bachelor's. I actually live right next to the college that I would be going to. As long as I go to this campus, it might be a separate campus, but I live almost right next door, so that would be incredibly cool if I can just go there, get my education there. And yeah, I mean, I want to have that done. I would like to see myself within the next 5 years continue my transition, possibly start progesterone if that's something my doctor sees fit, depending on development and things like that. I'd like to continue making videos and streaming and things like that, just because I find it enjoyable. I like to talk. I like to talk a lot. If you can't tell, I talk a lot. And so being able to sort of have the permission to yap a lot and have people listen is super fulfilling to me. And as far as like video making goes, you know, or rather, as far as it goes for like how many views I get and things like that, I don't care about that as much. I try not to concern myself too much with how many views I get on stuff. Would I like to see more? Yes. It would be nice to have more people listening to me yap and have more people in chat, but I don't sit here and stress about it. The only times I've really stressed about it is if I actually edited something and put some work into it and then it doesn't do well. Just because it's like, I spent 5 hours on that, I could have been doing something else. But I enjoy what I do, you know? I enjoy what I do as a hobby, which is this. I somewhat enjoy what I do for actual work, though teaching will be more exciting. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the next 5 years. And within the next 5 years, I'm currently engaged. I'll probably be getting married, I would expect, within the next 5 years as well, which is gonna be really nice. I definitely, the only thing that I'm really like, that I really care about a whole lot as far as like wedding and stuff and transitioning, they do go hand in hand for me, because I kind of want to wait until I have a more, I'll call it a dress-ready figure. I want to get in better shape. I want to see myself have a better figure in my eyes, so that when it comes time to put on and try on that dress, I can look in the mirror and see somebody staring back that I want to be wearing that dress. Because currently, if I was to go and try dresses on today, I would hate every single one of them. Because while I'm feeling more comfortable in my appearance, I'm not comfortable enough to say that I would go and get married and like the wedding photos and everything in a wedding dress. I'm not quite there yet. Though I am taking some pretty big steps. I went and did some shopping recently and got some more feminine clothing. It's nothing like too like feminine. It's not like a skirt and all that kind of stuff. I got like a sort of like a turtleneck dress. It's like a gray turtleneck dress. It's a little tight. Not tight. It's a little snug, as some dresses tend to be, which was a big step for me because normally I would have never even thought about wearing anything like that. So, pretty big step. But, you know, it hugs my body nicely, and it's one of the few things I own that when I look in the mirror and I'm wearing that, I don't absolutely hate what I see. Which is a really good feeling. Being able to put something on and feel good about yourself is something that I haven't felt in a long time. So having an outfit like that is comforting. It's very comforting. With that being said, I'm gonna make it quick. Sleeping bag. With that being said, I do definitely hope that I can get in a little bit better shape, get rid of a little bit of the stomach that I despise. But also, I kind of, I don't know. I definitely hope to see a little more like development in the hip area and stuff like that. It's why while I want to get in shape, I don't shy away from food. I just try to eat smaller portions. Is because definitely if you're transitioning, just heads up for you, if you're male to female like me, eat food. Don't be afraid of eating because you're trying to, you know, get a quote unquote more womanly figure. Like, eat. If you want the figure that you desire, eat. That is like the best thing you can do for yourself, because if you don't eat, then there's nowhere for the body fat redistribution to go. There's nothing to redistribute because it's not going to take the fat you already have on your body. It's going to take the new. So if you don't have any new, then that's kind of defeats the purpose. You're working against yourself in that case. Definitely eat. It's good for you, I promise. Just don't go overboard, you know? I eat. I am not afraid of eating, but I definitely know that previously, before transitioning, I definitely ate a bit too much, usually. So if anything, I'm just cutting back to a normal level and maybe having a tiny bit more than that. So that I'm still gaining some of the weight that I'm losing back, but not in excessive amount. Not enough that's concerning, but just enough to be like, okay, I have new fat that is going places. There we go. I'm gonna do a big stretch. Okay. So, I have a lot of shit here I could put away, but I'm still holding on to it for some reason. Why is it so dark? Oh, because it's raining again. It's always fucking raining. Oh, it's thunderstorming. Okay. Come here, sleeping bag. Rain, rain, go away. Get out of here. It's scary. I don't like it. Okay, so my builder is about to be done making his upgraded builder's hut, which is kind of huge. So after he's done with that, which is very soon, I'm gonna have, well, I already have him starting to work on the university, because I need to make a hospital, like, ASAP, but I can't do that until, oh, here we go. Yeah, he is almost done. With, like, a couple torches get put down and a door, and that's it. But I need the university so that I can hire a researcher so that they can research the hospital, because currently my citizens just keep getting sick, and I can't do anything about that until I have a hospital. I can, like, manually go to each one individually and, you know, give them the stuff to, oh, there we go. Give them the stuff to get better, but I might be busy like I was before and just not notice. Or I might have some other reason that I don't know. And every day that they're sick, they're gonna get other people sick. And so, you know, it just kind of snowballs. And it's not good. It is not good at all. I wonder a thing. Oh, cool. Okay. I can't right-click with my hand, but I can right-click with a hoe and it'll auto-replant. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and drop one potato off here, and then I'm gonna go deliver the rest to my people so that they can get cooked up and served. That way my people are not starving. Okay, there we go. So I definitely... Oh shit, hold on. There we go. Oh, oops, wrong thing. Hold on. Potato. There we go. I definitely need to plant a couple other things in those other spots. I'm just not sure what yet. Because there's a lot of, like, crop mods and things for, like the one that adds the eggplant. Well, that one's from Mine Colonies, but there's some others as well. For, like, the tomatoes. I think it's Farmer's Delight is the mod pack, or the mod. But where are you going?
Can I help you?
Where are you going?
Good to see you.
I'm gonna just give you those potatoes. But yeah. Are you working on the university yet? I don't know. You've got something going on.
I can't work like that.
Oh, you want a shovel. Okay. You're having a shovel delivered, though. That might be good. Okay, this is going to be a tricky building to make. It's going to be a very tricky to make thing. It's got a lot of materials that are going into it. I'll probably just give it to him as he needs them. Like, I'm not gonna like do it all at once or anything. I'll just kind of like as he needs materials, I'll give it. Also gonna give a couple shovels because I don't actually know how many you need ultimately. Give you a couple. But okay, yeah, it's a nice little upgraded builder's hut. By the way, all these things around back are just houses. They're just like regular old houses. Nothing fancy. I've still never gone and checked that out. It's a floating island. Like, legitimately, that's what that is a floating island. There's also one of those, like, way out, where is it? Over here. This right here is a floating island, where my cursor is. Sailed under it, but never really checked it out. Oh, by the way, this is our colony so far. The borders are like approximately here-ish. Like, it's pretty tight around where this is, mainly just because I need to upgrade my town hall to make it much bigger. But I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Then we have, of course, our factory there, our house on the right. We're doing pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good for ourselves. I definitely want to make... What was that? Oh, nothing. I want to make some kind of land vehicle. I want to be able to get around a little bit easier. I actually don't remember, how do you craft a wheel? Because there are things called wheels that you can make. Okay, so you have to make a simple wheel part, and then you combine that to get a wheel. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I kinda do. I wanna make some type of vehicle, although an airship might be my best bet, and to be honest, the airships tend to be a little better. They just, if you make them too heavy, they can be really slow. I'm actually curious. Ship. Yeah. So, I just need to make a ship's helm, and then some other stuff like that, and then I can make... Like, I have all the stuff to make this. And then I could... If I get a ship's helm and make that, I could, in theory... I think we have... Well, actually, we have plenty of wool. We could make some balloons. Yeah, we could make some balloons. And then... We could do this. Hold on. Actually... I think I might make an airship today. This wasn't really on the agenda, but honestly, why not? I have all the materials. It's not that difficult to make. I do have to run back over to the warehouse, but maybe not even like a full-blown, like, huge airship, but just make like a... Make something that I can use to carry cargo back and forth, to get from like one part of the colony to another, from here to the meteorite that's over there, to gather stuff from there. Why not? Eventually we'll have a train or something like that, but why not just make a quick airship? I think it's not a bad idea. So we need a gold, which we have a very good amount of. I forget all what we needed. Oh, let's... Alright, oak helm. So we need our 3 fences, so we'll go ahead and make those real quick, and then that's all we need. We have everything else. There, we'll go make those 2. Boom. And then we have a Valkyrian Skies ship's helm. We just need to run over to the warehouse. I think honestly probably the quickest way is to hit up the factory and then run outside. Ow. My ankles. Then run over here. Yeah, just because, like, while the waystones are really good for just, like, quick, snappy teleportation, there's other ways to get around in this mod pack, and I might as well utilize them. What is your deal, buddy?
If you say so.
You have influenza? No, not you too. This is why I need a doctor. Okay, here, we'll grab what we need real quick, and then we are gonna just run and grab a carrot and potato, unless we have some here. Maybe. We do. We, in fact, do have the things you require. Yeah, because he'll kind of keep himself here, but then if he goes to sleep or does anything, could pass it along to somebody else. So that's why it's, like, important to give those materials to him as quick as possible, or have a hospital. I don't want to sleep now because then they'll get angry that they didn't get any sleep. Oh, I forgot to grab the wool. God damn it. Him and his stupid sickness made me forget. Stupid courier and your sickness. How dare you. There we go. The wool. I thought we had more than that. Oh yeah, we have so much more than that. Hell yeah. I don't know how many we're gonna need, so I'll make like 20 for now and we'll call it there. We may need to make some ballasts, which allow it to like balance out the weight. We'll see, though. We don't need it to sink into water at all, because we're not really gonna make an airship in the way of it being like a boat and a flying vehicle. It's more so this thing's just gonna be a balloon skiff, we'll call it. It's gonna be just kind of like a platform with some stuff on it that we can use to carry cargo, is I think the idea. Well, you know, we could use these logs instead. We'll still use oak fences for some of it, but why not? We'll use the local materials. Okay, so okay, yeah, we'll just make it like over here, I guess. We'll sleep real quick, because they're all tucked into bed, and then we'll go ahead and make our little skiff. Here, yeah, we'll do it like right over here. Oh, there's already empty space. Cool. So that we'll probably make some slabs just for the sake of ease. Then we'll have our non-slabs too. Okay, so kind of want to go one block up just for the sake of ease. I still have my axe. There it is. Doesn't have to be very big, just big enough to hold like a couple chests and stuff. Okay. Okay, all right. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is we have, you know, our helm here in the front. Then we'll do here, we'll go ahead and just break these real quick. You know, just a simple little... It's not quite a boat. It's not quite not. It almost looks like a little rowboat, kind of, you know? It's like a little rowboat that's been put together. It's got like a little balloon attached. I'm just trying to keep it somewhat light, because if it's too heavy, the problem you run into there is it'll start to go slowly. It won't be very fast. Which, I don't need it to be super fast, but I don't want it to be like snail pace either. I'll definitely have to make some more fences, that's okay. There's some in the chest over there, but I kind of Kind of want to keep them there. Didn't have enough. It's okay. Yeah, we need to make more. Hold on. There it is. Hopefully you guys are okay with the music today, and hopefully it is what it says it is, which is copyright safe. Because I didn't really check. I'm going off of what it said and hoping it didn't lie to me. Oh. There we go, I almost forgot. Okay, and we'll keep, like, both sides, like, right about here we'll keep open. And that'll be, like, our get off and get on points. There we go. Yeah, we'll have, like, a couple barrels back here, stuff like that. Just keep it nice and simple. Maybe we'll put some up in the top, too, I don't know. Okay, so there's that. So we got that one goes up 2. Go up 2. Do I have any dirt or anything I can just break and it doesn't matter? Sure, we'll just use these, I guess, just because they're easy to notice they're different. Thing is very cloud-like, which I kind of like. I kind of fuck with that. There, make a bunch. We're gonna go up 1 more stack, I think. We're gonna go 1 there. That. Oh no, it broke and just gave me a few pieces of string. Shit. So breaking these is not really an option. Okay, good to know. Oh, we're a little short, but we don't have any more wool on us, so I guess that's gonna have to do. We'll see if it lists to one side or the other. But I'm happy with that. Keep it simple, you know? Like I said. Okay. Oh, sneaked open ship's helm. Nope, that's not right. There we go. Assemble. Oh. Huh. I don't... That sucks. Here, hold on. Let me just... Real quick, on my position, we're just gonna ship up and up. Okay, uh-huh. You know what I forgot to do that I guess was more important than I thought? Was give it some weight. It was a bit, you know, now that I think about it, it was a bit light. And that was a lot of balloons on top. Ballasts aren't that expensive. I can make a couple of those. We're just gonna Just gonna go ahead and make like 4. Should be enough. And I hope you guys don't get mad at me. I'm gonna do a little cheat, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how else I'd get that back if I don't. So we're just gonna like get myself creative real quick and fly up there and get my ship, because I'd like my ship, please. It shot up and glitched me through the floor. That's not really my fault. That's not on me. Now I do believe it hit the world height or something of the sort. So I think that's why it stopped. Oh shit. Maybe that was too many ballasts. I don't really know. Okay. Well, getting the balance right is not that easy. So I made 4. Okay, so I have 4 that I can play with. Okay, that's what we're realizing here. We have 4 we can play with. Maybe I only need 1. Okay, so I can move. Like this thing can turn, it can move. We're just still listing downward. Maybe a ballast is too heavy, honestly. Get ready, everybody. We're shooting up into the sky. What if we, like, just add logs and, like, stuff that has some normal weight to it? That isn't, like, crazy heavy. I'll be honest, I'm forgetting how the controls for these things work. Ship, no. Helm, no. What is the name? No. Wait, hold on. Set, no? Okay. We're just gonna, honestly... Oh, wait. Category. Should be near the end, right? Because it's V. Does it not have... Maybe it's an E because Eureka? No. Okay. We may just have to scroll until we find the thing. Because I kind of need to know how to do this. I also might need to rebind it to something else. I don't really know. Oh, driving, cruise, descend, maybe V? Maybe V is the button for it? We could try that, but I want to look at other options first. Nothing JEI related. We can scroll past that. Steam and Rails, no. Structurized, no. There's some stuff I've had to rebind just because it didn't work right. Okay, sure. We're just gonna try V. I don't think I'm descending. What if we just replace the whole floor that was slabs with logs? And I guess we could remove some balloons too. Okay, it's falling. No shit. I love not knowing how a mod works and just fucking winging it until it works. Here, we'll just put a ballast in the center until we sink. We'll put 2. We'll sink quickly. I'm glad you can still build on these things while it's, you know, a ship entity. Okay, no. We're not gonna fly up in the air. That is not how we're gonna do this. I mean, I'm curious, is there something from this mod that I'm just forgetting? Where's Eureka? Where is... I'm not gonna cheat in any items. So far, I have not. But, like, how the fuck do you work? Am I using the wrong balloons? I kinda am. What? Okay, I'm not gonna keep this, but what is the crafting recipe for this? Oh, it's the same recipe I used. Okay, alright. Bear with me here. Bear with me. I am not going to cheat anything in. I'm gonna delete that, it's fine. Align. Disassemble. Okay, we're gonna disassemble this in the air. Grab this and replace it because sometimes it fucks up. And we're going to try replacing these with the thing that uses the same crafting recipe, okay? Same exact crafting recipe. No difference. It's just a different balloon that is compatible with that ship's helm. And I'm wondering if that'll make a difference. Okay, we're gonna try something like that. Get rid of those seeds because they're important. Assemble. Okay, so actually, I think I have to use these. And the reason I say that is because now it's letting me control the ascent and the descent, which is V. So I cannot use those other balloons with this ship, even though that's the ones that got made when I used the crafting recipe. Yikes. Okay. Good to know that it will make the wrong ones. However, look at us. We're sailing through the sky like a beautiful butterfly. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to switch back. Again, I could not have done that without doing that, sadly. That is the only way. Okay, well, we have a little ship here, which is kind of cool. We're going to go ahead, I think, bring it down. Just bring it down in the center of town by the little place here. Because now we can use it as like a little mode of transportation to get around just a little bit quicker and a little bit easier than just on foot. We don't have any horses. I guess that would probably be a little quicker, but it's okay. Plus, once we do switch it from peaceful to something else, which will be relatively soon, once we have a little bit more defenses in the colony, once we get to that point, it'll be It'll be good. We'll be able to get around a little easier was my point there. You know, one thing I do like is the goggles are on my forehead, except when I have a helmet on. I think I'll actually keep it off. All right, sleepy time it is. I want to see kind of how my builder's doing on, like, if they're still working, like actually working on the university now, or if they're still digging out areas around it. I will give them some materials. There we go. Seems like they're still doing a little bit of digging out, but not a ton. Okay. Honestly, I think I am probably going to wrap up here. Thank you all for joining. I'm just kind of running out of things to talk about, and at this point I'm just doing menial tasks. So I think I'm probably going to hop off. But thank you seriously for stopping by if you did, and listening to me and earlier my fiance ramble a bit about our experiences and what we've been through as far as HRT and just being trans in general. I guess I'll leave you with this. If you're wondering, like, if you're trans, if you're not sure, or if there's any part of you that's like, oh, maybe, but I don't know, there is no harm in trying to socially transition. Transitioning isn't just a medical thing. There is a whole social aspect to it as well, which honestly, you may already be doing some of those things if you're questioning. That's like dressing differently, certain mannerisms that you might use as a quote-unquote guy that you might not use as a girl, like things like that. There are a lot of parts to social transitioning, too many to list off right now. Anything social. But like, there is no harm to socially transitioning other than how other people may perceive you, which, let's be honest, is on them. So there are going to be people that are going to be mad at you, whether you do or don't. So what is the harm in trying it and seeing how you feel? I would say that there isn't one, because you can stop at any time. Social transitioning has nothing to do with anything medical. So with that being said, you can literally quit at any time and just go back to how you were if you realize it's not for you. And if it is for you and you decide to go further and possibly start a medical transition, a lot of the effects of hormones are reversible by stopping taking the hormones. So like today, if I was to stop taking hormones, I would have a slightly bigger chest. And if that bothered me, I could go get, a surgery to correct that. But that's because I've been doing this for 6 months. Most people who have decided to stop taking hormones stop doing so before the 6-month mark. So you probably figure it out beforehand. There are some effects that are not reversible as easy. Again, the larger chest, that is not going to be as easily reversible. But again, that is all determined by your hormones. If you are somebody who genetically, your family has a smaller chest, and you end up having a smaller chest as well as a trans woman, and you decide you don't want to stop or you don't want to continue, it's going to be a lot easier for you to stop than some other people. So like, my whole point of saying all this is there is so little harm there's no harm to social transition, and see how it feels. And if you feel good socially transitioning, you may feel good medically transitioning. And even if you don't, just because you don't want to medically transition does not mean that you are not trans if you enjoy social transitioning. Like, there are some of the most we'll say popular trans creators out there have done very little medical transitioning and entirely social and presentation. And then maybe later on they decide to do medical transitioning, but like there are so many trans women for years that do zero hormones at all and zero surgeries and just socially transition. I chose to do the medical aspect a little bit further earlier, and that is fine. Like that's my decision. Yours may be completely different. Honestly, just do what feels right for you, and don't let anyone else try to tell you what to do, except maybe your doctor, because they do know better than a random person on the internet. And they probably know a little more than you. So just trust what they say, but do your own research and do what feels right for you, whatever that means. As long as you're not hurting yourself, it's what matters. So without further ado, that is going to be me. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and probably go make food. Love you all. You're all special. Good night.